It's a dead end for us to sign you as a negaro. These are the guys that, even before the video, these are the guys that have brought music to life. But they died off because he gave his name a negaro, thinking that as a Nigerian, I'm a my nigga. He went to America, and that's the end of it. Today, do you hear about negaro anymore? You know, some people.
You are right, my brother. That is why I changed to Mr. Raw. Thank you.
He now changed his name to Raw, Mr. Raw, because that was working his career. So when we are saying, they thought we were making it up. I said, if you love your children, just forget about yourself. Die to yourself for once and live for your children. I can give my life for my children. Then these children, you can sacrifice your life. Imagine your daughter was in that Plateau school yesterday. You will die before the gun get to you if you love your child. And you saw the video coming out. Come to America here and you hear a gun and you see how the SWAT will come in. They will come and SWAT and take over the school. But nobody went there and rescue anybody. Imagine your daughter, your son, that child you can give your life for is in that school and you are hearing that video. And you are seeing that video. You will die before that child come back from school. And you want your child to be part of this nation. You must be stupid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tochi, can I say something?
Starman, did you hold on a second? Starman, did you want to say something? Then I could go to David.
Yeah, I just even wanted to add, because when I was talking, obviously, because I'd spoken for a while, I suddenly became mindful of the time. And there was this last statement I even wanted to land on. Now, even before Flora Shaw officially tagged the area Nigeria, before that, Nigeria was actually supposed to be given another name. Now, oh God. Nigeria was a company that we all know. We all know. Oh, Nigeria was sold for 823,000 and something pounds to the British government. We all know this one. Who owned that company? A certain guy called something Goldie. I can't remember his first name now. If I Google it, I'll find it and post it. So this guy, his name was Goldie. Do you know they were actually supposed to name Nigeria after Goldie? In the same fashion and manner as Zimbabwe was originally named after Cecil Rhodes into Rhodesia. Nigeria was originally supposed to be called Goldesia. But for some reason, Goldie refused, and then Flora Shaw. Now, she didn't come up with the name. The name, like I said, had already been used in their history books. And then Flora Shaw now just lifted that name and made it official. Right, we'll call it Nigger Area. So a lot of these Nigerians, I keep asking them, so if Goldie had agreed, today, would you be a proud Goldesian? This one, knowing fully well that it's even clearly a white man's name. Nigeria is not a Nigerian name. It's a Berber name. Oh, and then the white man corruption. But a lot of these Nigerians, I'm sure if they call them Goldesia, they will be today defending it. Out of that thing Mazi described as arrogant ignorance is a real thing. People that don't know, but they will beat their chest like, we hear it every day. Just all you need, go to an APC room. Just go to an APC space. I always describe this as alternate reality. And apparently one of them held a space the other day, Igurube, that guy. Oh my God. It's like being in an alternate reality. I mean, this guy, his he came up with this conspiracy that the whole people behind, meanwhile, the Jele's predicament, it currently has nothing to do with IPOB. But his whole thing now is that the people behind Ijele's predicament is IPOB, and that IPOB is we're using IPOB lawyers to working with Nigerian police. Can you wait? IPOB lawyers working with Nigerian police. Oh my God. And then that basically this APCB, basically that even obedience are part of IPOB. He said there's 3 types of IPOB. He said there's a genuine IPOB, real agitators that really want to break. Then there's political ones, and then there's religious ones. And people are in his room listening. But anyway, before I deviate too far, yes, a lot of these people, if they'd call them Goldisia, they would have just rolled with it. You know, I'll land by saying this. I actually believe that a lot of these same so-called Nigerians, these zombified Nigerians, if you actually come and displace them from their land, take them to an IDP camp, all you need to do is make that IDP camp comfortable enough for them. Maybe put internet, put running water, put AC in some of the tents, and they will never complain. They will stay there for the rest of their lives, because these people are so cowardly. They, again, like I said, they are so desperate to make heaven. They don't even want to do anything necessary to defend their land. You know, and as someone said earlier, we describe ourselves, we don't like blood, we don't like blood, but they're spilling your blood like in buckets, and you're there saying you don't like blood. Anyway, I land. Thank you.
Thank you, Starman. I don't know if Utuwamwanya wanted to say something since you came up. Please, if you wanted to say, you can unmute your mic and speak to us. If not, I'll just then after you, we can go to Make Us So Great and go back to my Zing Fine.
Good morning, great Biafrans and wonderful people. Thank you, my sister. I'm just learning and listening, and I wish that that idiot was here so that he can learn too. And I want to thank you guys. Starman, you're doing great. World greatest. Tuchi Dalan, so much. Thank you. We're on the right path. Thank you. Please, if you can give my time to our brother Neka Socrates, so he
Okay.
can do more of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for being here. Okay, and Make Us So Great, you can go ahead and unmute your mic. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Lutucci, Starman, and the house. I just want to be straight to my points. I'm starting with the topic, which is the attack by Nigerian terrorist army on the Plateau University. So I have heard our people, most of the people keep saying that Fulani is our problem, Fulani is our problem and all that. So I would like to just make these matters a bit clearer when we discuss. If we are talking about problems, it's better to clarify the problem we are talking about, because there are so many problems. And some of them will concern different people. When you are talking about question of existence, some people will relate well with that, and they would like to talk about the question of threat to their existence. Some people will be talking about sovereignty, and there will be a different set of people who will be a problem to sovereignty. A different set of people will be a problem to the continued existence of a nation of certain people. And when you are talking about the standard of living and all that, quality of life, some people will be a problem to that. There are so many religious issues. Some people will be a problem to that. You can identify security matters. There will be problems, and certain people will be problems. But when people just come and say, "Oh, these people are a problem," and they say it with this sort of confidence that they are making sense, but most of the time they get the points wrong. So rather, I want to go straight. I'm being very, very straight to this point regarding the attack on the Plateau campus of the university. This has to do most likely with the continued attack of a particular people, and it has religion undertones. And we say yes. In this case, we can talk about Fulani because the Nigerian army has been infiltrated largely, willfully, by this Fulani group, jihadists now. So it is quite likely to be so. And we know, if those of us who know the history of Plateau and of Jos, we know that at a time, the Fulanis trying to spread a religion went from the north, the core north, going towards, they were going towards Bauchi, and in going towards Bauchi, the people in Jos to give them a location, so they gave them, and from there, they continued to come from time to time, and then they made a base there. And from there, they claim the place they do. And that's why some people say this place belonged to the Fulani or Hausa, and this place belonged to Fulani, to the Jos. They have nothing to do in Jos. It was just during their passage to that side. Now, I also want to say that this attack is not only on Jos. It's been in Mina, it's been towards Kogi recently, it's been there, even in Southern Kaduna. It's very, very continuous and consistent in that area. When you look at that, you are talking about a people, a particular people that should be some kind of nation. Their culture is very much related. The cultures of those people is very much related. We can identify a people we can actually call a nation. From Southern Zaria, Southern Kaduna, you come into Jos, coming to Mina, all the way to, so there is an identity there. Right now, that band can constitute almost half of the people in the north. And the proportionate contribution of the two religions, Christianity and Islam, looks more like 40% Christianity, and you will have about 60 or 45% Christianity, and about 55 or something like that in terms of Islam. Now, so if that very band remains together, is made to stay as a nation or as a country, there is security for the Christian in that a 40, 60 or 45, 55% contribution by each one of the groups will be safe, even for the weaker one, in this case, the Christians. The problem now is for them to be able to form a country that will be able to sustain their existence as a people is the problem. And they don't want to support anything that will help them to sustain their lives. They are holding on to Nigeria, which is very dangerous to them, because the Fulani we are talking about have a global agenda coming from the Islamic Arabic world to try to restore the status quo which they had between 700 AD to only recent times when they were stopped at Austria. So there is that program, a global one, by the Islamic world to rule the world back, because they held on to the world for a long time. And for them, hearing Christians talking about crusade, and some of them open their mouths and talk stupidly, oh, we heard the crusade, we had the crusade. They don't know what crusade means. And the Muslim, a typical Muslim in Islam, hearing crusade is nothing but the war by Christianity against them. So they realize also that they want to restore that very status quo at that time when they were in control of the world. I'm telling you, somewhere between Kenya going to Sudan, people are converted to Islam, and for killing one person, you get $3,500 all over the world. Okay, how did that Mutalab go into the Arabic world to now hide a bomb in his pants? Is the recruitment to Islamize the world, to take back the position they lost, because the world has now become westernized, and they are very, very unhappy with that. Their own people are even getting converted, and their culture is being affected. Their people are wearing jackets instead of the kaftan, instead of the long, instead of the beards they like to wear. So consequently, they have a very big plan, starting from the United States, where you are speaking from, to take over the world. and they are working at it with all their might, with all their strength. Now, the Fulani is the one carrying the agenda here in Nigeria, and people should be able to isolate matters clearly and understand. When we are talking about the need for existence, when we are, for all the groups, when we are talking about independence of our people, when we are talking about security matters, we should know the problem. This very problem here is about a global Muslim Arabic civilization and culture trying to take over the world, and Fulani are carrying it headlong for them, and they are bringing it into Nigeria to conquer the people. Now, how does that now connect to what I'm saying about this band of Nigeria that is in the middle belt? The Fulani and all their religious Arabic world are in the upper north, and they are trying to now come down to take over these people. And for them to do that, they have to reduce the Christian density, the Christian population. They want to dilute it so that it becomes more and more Islamic. But do these people understand this? Who are the people that are supporting them? I mean, this very group, are they trying to save their lives? They are not saving their lives. They are holding on to one Nigeria, which is very dangerous for them, because the longer they hold on to Nigeria, the more that very population, that very density they have gets diluted. Because when you have a mixture of water and salt, the more water you pour, the more you dilute it, and the salt becomes less. So the more Islamic people come into that very region, the less their percentage. So it is best, I'm telling them, particularly that idiot called Musa, to separate his people right now, that they still have a percentage that can ensure that they have a secular, semi-secular state. Because the more they keep this thing going, the more dangerous it becomes. Because at a time, the percentage in that very band of that nation I am identifying, which you people call middle belt or some people call middle belt, it will now come to 10 to 90, 80 to 20. And anybody that is a Christian living in that place will be living dangerously. So the best thing for them now, Musa and his people, is to cut off and have a country of their own now, so that that insurgent from the other part of the Nigeria and of the upper side of the Sahara will not come down and completely take them over. Who are the people then that are the problem? Some people say Fulani. Yes, it's a Fulani is the problem, really, because they are carrying the Islamic agenda. But anybody that is enabling this Fulani, that is supporting them and holding them up with their agenda, is actually endangering the life of those people, the university students and all that. Because this attack is trying to bring in, after all, is why would they attack a university? Boko Haram is the rejection of Western indoctrination, and the university is certainly a place where indoctrination happens, so they will attack it. So my charge now is those people who are within this area, Kogi, Benue, Jos, Mina, all the way, that idiot, what's his name, T.Y. Danjuma and his people, let them hold on to Nigeria, and then they will see what will happen. Nigeria will break, and at that time when it breaks, there will be no middle belt again, but there will be only one north, because those people have already taken them over. People talk about Fulani, they say, some of our people make mistakes and say, oh, Fulani from the beginning. Look at those who have governed Nigeria from the beginning. The Tafawa Balewa was a Gele man, he wasn't a Fulani man. Gowon, was he a Fulani man? He wasn't. Abdul Salam was an Hausa man. The Abacha himself was a Kanuri man. So who is talking about this? Fulani is piggybacking. They only piggyback on the Hausa to gain the strength. And that is where the strength is coming from. So it is these people to say, oh, Fulani is the problem, Fulani is the problem. It is like you saying this person made me to misbehave. Why not taking the responsibility on yourself that you are the one who is actually doing it? They are only using you. So are you now saying you are so inferior that somebody has to control your brain, can control you? I don't do that. I cannot blame anybody for my own faults. The Fulani is a small group. They piggyback on the Hausa. And then the Yoruba are on the other side. They are even the worst of all. Everybody wants to keep Nigeria. Why? They want to keep Nigeria because they want oil to keep flowing. So because of oil, Musa and his people are giving away their own nation they could have created right now for their own safety. And they are allowing the global agenda of the Islamic Arabic world to come through the Fulani to rule them. Some of our brothers also, they are not our brothers, they are bastards. who are Igbos, they say you're in politics, like the one you're calling Igurube, and that Utim group. These are the people also who are supporting this sort of thing. So, my brothers and sisters, what I am saying at any particular time, let us isolate the matters, understand them, and then try to tackle them. But when we mix them up, we mix issues of security, means of livelihood, or standard of living, and all those things. We'll be missing the point. This very point, particularly about this attack and what the Nigerian terrorist army is doing, is yes, a Fulani agenda, but carrying out a religious jihad to establish the Islamic Arabic world, which they lost. During the crusade, they lost it and gained, they lost it again and regained it again. It was only the British Empire and the rallying around of Europeans that stopped them in Austria. Now they want to take this world back again. And that is what is happening there. And somebody has to stand up. This middle belt we are talking about, why is there Christianity there? That Christianity came from Sudan. There was a church called the Church of Sudan. Then from Sudan, it trickled through that band of the Sahara and came down to the north. And now it got changed into what is called ECWA, Evangelical Church of West Africa. It was the Church of Sudan that became that in that place. And that's the Christianity you have. That's why when you go there, if not the way to church, you have evangelicals there. They are still more dominant than any other kind of denomination in Christianity. And now you have all that smaller ones that are in that place. That's the kind of Christianity you have there. They have them there. If those people don't separate themselves from the core north now, they are finished, because it will come to 1090, and that time is the time Nigeria will break, and then they will be in greater trouble. So I am advising them now, you who is from all the way from Gobe, because I have driven all the way from Kaduna through Nasarawa to Jos. From Jos, I went to Bauchi. From Bauchi, I went to Gombe. I know the whole of that place. Up the way to Mina, coming down to Lokoja, I know these people. There is some kind of cultural uniformity in that place. If they want to be safe, it is better Musa and his people separate them now, whilst the density of the population, the contribution of the populations is still fairly good enough for them to have some freedom. It is going to become higher and higher Islamic state. And that's why the people pushing the Islamic state are the people carrying out that attack in the state. So for now, please, I want to stop.
Thank you so much, Emeka. Are you done speaking or you're still speaking? I wasn't sure. Okay, thank you so
Hello?
much for that.
Yeah.
That's a one.
Okay. I will Matthew Kanye, is your internet working right now? You can go ahead and unmute and speak if you ability.
Good up.
Matthew Kanye, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I will quickly submit my own message, everybody have been saying so great, and it is also good, like the two brothers that came here, and like our brother Mazis Ifai said that they are ignorant and arrogant as well on it, Yeah, so that's what Mazin Nandekano actually said before. Like, if you see anybody that say that they are proud Nigeria, just see them as they are that baboons are talking to you, because I don't think that somebody will understand the meaning of Nigeria and how Nigeria come up with, and they'll come out to say that they are proud to be that thing, except they are very wicked to themselves, because there are so many categories of people. They are ignorant of people, and there are people who understand what they are doing and they are still doing it. Those are some of these politicians you see in Africa. So that is just it. This kind of people, they're supposed to be listening and learning, because anybody that wants to learn only need to ask questions. if you are not asking question, that's when you are just like ignorant and you know, arrogant too. You know you don't know, but you still fighting, you know, putting the wrong message out, claiming that you know. So that is just it. You know, so many of them don't even understand the meaning of Nigeria. Talk more of to understand the meaning of Biafra. You know, see what we are doing is of a spirit. It's not physical mostly. You know, because the spiritual world controls the physical. You know, yeah. You know, Biafra, for we that understand what we are looking for, we understand that we are free. See, for you to talk about freedom, you have to be free in your mind. You know, you have to be free yourself because you can't give what you don't have. You know, so for us to come talking about Biafra restoration, it means that we are free. We understand that we have been slaved before we are now free in our mind. That freedom is first in your mind. You're free from all this negative and all this barbash, you know. You're just free from them, you know. So for many of us who are free, coming out here always to do the best we can, you know. Now, for those ignorant people, what we are doing is to secure our land so that we can live there as a free people. And as we are trying to secure our land, so we can go there and live as a free people we are, we at the same time want to save some of you. But unfortunately, we are not in that time that we have to talk too much, you know, to try to lecture you or try to make you pet you so you can understand. No. Even during the time of Mazen and the Kano, he didn't pet anybody. Because there's no how you can say the truth without hurting a lot of people, because the truth always hurts. So those people who say that no, that's how you do it, you know, there's how you can go about it, you know, those are the people that are telling you the lies, you know. They want you to romance the truth. And whenever you try to romance the truth, it's not truth that you're saying. It's not 100% truth. So truth is said law. That's why it hurts. You have to say it law. So it hurts. If you are stupid, I will tell you you are stupid. You go and Google the meaning of stupid in English. Okay? It means that you know you don't know what you are doing. And come back and you see that you don't know what you are doing. If you are foolish, I will tell you you are foolish. You go and check it. It's not an that somebody is abusive. No. I'm just telling you what you are. Based on your action. It's not what, you know, based on your action. So that is just it, you know. The issue about the Plateau University attack by Nigerian terrorists, you know, so many of these guys are out there in this trading information, you know. They are only pointing out, Fulani herdsmen are killing the students, you know, Fulani herdsmen. And I keep asking them one question. The information they are also posting is showing that Fulani people, terrorists came and killed people, students, and also the army and police are also killing the students. But they leave the part of army, Nigerian terrorist army, and they're already saying Fulanese to tell you how cowardice these people are, to tell you how foolish they are, you know. Then I keep asking them, why are they not including the army? Because the army, the evidence are also there. They even use their hand to put the evidence up when they are making their statements. Then why are you not mentioning the army? So you see all these people. That's why when they come fighting our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, you know, you understand that these people, you know, in fact, just like our PM said, to cut the whole story, we're going to force a lot of them inside Biafra, because if we're looking at all these kind of people to repent, trust me, we're gonna go a long way to bring all of them in. But we can help them when we're in the free Biafra. That's where we can help some of all these people. When we also know if they are our own people, because in Biafra we're going to have a DNA to know who is actually a true Biafrans and who is mixed blood with all these Fulanis. So I don't have much to say, but I just want people to understand that this Biafra we are talking about, is already here. Is already here. All right, I'm rounding up. This Biafra is already here, and it's all, the evidence are all out there. So if you are not seeing, if you are not hearing, if you are not perceiving it, that means you have eye but you can't see. You have ear but you can't hear. You have mouth but you can't speak. So that's who you are. So I thank you all, and I continue to say, may Chukwuka bless every one of us, and we all will see Biafra and live in Biafra. They will.
Thank you, Mazi Faye. That was well said. He who has ears, let him hear. Because a lot of us have said a lot on this stage, and I hope you all are learning, the newcomers. I hope you guys are listening and assimilating everything you're hearing with an open mind. Okay, I'll go to Mazi Chidera, and then Justice will come next. You can go ahead and speak. Oh, you're not speaking now. Justice, you can go ahead and speak. Justice, are you there?
Okay. All right. Thank you, my sister Tochi. Thank you. You guys have done a lot. You guys have this. They don't know the magnitude of work we are doing to get people safe. I will give the credit to Biafrans because we are the only people that have human compassion, and we are the only people that see the pain of Nigerians and we want to save them. Because for me, I don't see the reason why I should talk about trying to tell people in Nigeria to save themselves, because I survived in Nigeria. I tell some people I drive Okada in Lagos for 2 years. This is a job I cannot even hand it over to my enemy. You know why? If you're an Okada driver, the person you are carrying in your back is your enemy. The motor that is moving on the road is your enemy. The person that is crossing road is your enemy. The police is your enemy. The military is your enemy. Everybody around you, even women, men is your enemy. Is he not that ordinary Okada man? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I went through that, and I see Nigeria in every facet of life. And when I cry, honestly, my cry doesn't go to myself or to all these idiots that call themselves intellectuals that went to school. My cry goes to the children that we are having, these innocent children. Like when you see I can't even look at that video twice, because I imagine, because there's kind of characters that I normally display as a human or as a young man, but as soon as I have a child and I see how the love and passion I have for my child, and I remember why my mom can go to any length to starve herself to make sure that I have food to eat. And now, after all this sacrifice, you now left to your child, to your neighbor, who you know that before you come back from market, that your neighbor will give your child a poison or kill your child. That's what everyone that still think at your 50, at your 40, at your 35, that Nigeria is still going to give your children education. It's going to give your children pipe on water. It's going to give your children a good road. That means you are so stupid that you can't ask yourself. I grew up as a child hearing Nigeria will get better. Now I'm getting old. Nigeria is not better. How am I going to allow this, my child that I love so much, to go through this? Now you are seeing the trauma. I came to America. While I was in Nigeria, I don't know what is called depression. I don't know what is called trauma. But I don't know that I was traumatized as a Nigerian. Like when I was driving Okada and a policeman hit me. And when he hit me, he pulled up a gun and said, I'm going to kill you here. And I'm going to put this gun on you and then tell people that you want to rob me. That is a trauma there. And it risks in my mind every day, every night. You see, when they hit you, they gone. When they try to stop you and you don't want to stop. Is it when you see the tanks? I traveled out of Nigeria the first time, and the first country that I went was Hong Kong. I never see any police carrying AK-47. And I don't know that it was a trauma seeing a police with AK-47. So coming back to Nigeria after like 2 years in Hong Kong, now seeing somebody with the AK-47 scares me. So when you look at yourself, you didn't go treatment or go for therapy to get healed by seeing tanks, police intimidation, police harassment. You never go for any therapy. You see, now it gets worse that children are seeing their mother being murdered, they are seeing their sister being raped, and nobody is treating them. No therapy, no healing, no reconciliation, no justice. And you think that child that was 7 years when his mother was murdered or his father was killed, he doesn't remember it. I can tell you what happened while I was a 7-year-old boy. I can narrate it to you more than even what happened when I was 40 years old. It runs in our mind. Now in Nigeria, it's so bad. You think the trauma that those students went to school yesterday and it happened to them, you think it's going to leave just like that? Nigeria is not going to give them any kind of just help them to heal. Some of them will be sleeping and they will hearing the sound of gun. If it is in America, ask anybody that have gone through where there is shooting, the way they will bring them, try to comfort them, try to take them. They will go therapy for years. Some will go for like 6 months for them to heal. Who give you that in Nigeria? And when justice sound the way I sound, people will say justice is abusing people. You grow in a system where when you want to be a legitimate person, you want to do everything right. You don't want to get involved in bribery. You don't want to get involved in 419. You don't want to get involved in drug. You just want to finish your school, take your certificate, go to one company and get a job, train your children. When you want to live like this, do you know what they call you? They call you Dundee. They call you Damugu. They call you lazy. They call you, but when they tell you hustle, they want you to go and become 419. They want you to become a politician or you become their talks. Nobody gets healing. And you want to continue like this. Why am I saying all these things? Because our children are in danger. Some of us will think that we are in America. What concern my children? Because I talk to some people here. They will tell you, God forbid, my children will not be in that situation. But in America, do you know what is called depression? That is why a child can wake up and pull up his father's gun and go to school and kill like 50 people. That's why somebody can wake up one morning and go to a supermarket and open up a gun. This is the society we now run to, thinking that we have saved our children. And I don't know why Nigerians cannot. You tell me, Biafra referendum is not in the constitution. And I will be asking myself, is constitution written by God? Is it not by human being? America have amended their constitution over 29 times because people complain. When gay activists they started in America, it was not in their constitution. But when immediately they started agitating, what happened today? When Farage want to leave European Union, it was not in their constitution. But they got what they want because they are white, we are blacks. That is why when I look at the way a fellow Nigerian will tell me justice that I'm saying I want Biafra, he will ask me, how is this your Biafra going to look like? If I tell him it doesn't matter how it look like, I prefer to be a Biafra and be a Panwan Tapa than living in America that I know that my children are not safe. They will say, okay, if he said that now a referendum is not in our constitution, how are you going to get your? You see the darkness of a black man. That's why they use black man to narrate how a devil look like. He knows that the right thing to do is to call for that referendum and make sure that everybody come to a critical mass and call for that referendum because that's the way forward. But he wants to point you out that it's not going to work because he wants you to be in agony. He wants you to be in pain. He wants to see your children suffer while his children is in America, in Europe, and think they keep their children safe. Some of them have become a drug addict. They don't see the cycle. They don't see it coming back to them to haunt them. Do you understand? So we don't heal our children, but we want them to compete with the international war. How is it going to work? I'm asking. You want this now? How do you reason when you look at this at your age of 40? Zeke died thinking Nigeria will be London. Awolo will die thinking Nigeria will be London, will be like America. Mojuku died thinking Nigeria will get better. Amadu Bello died. Gane Fawemi fought for Nigeria to be a place people can live. Funshaw William, Bola Ige, Simon Bakwe, Michael Okpara, name them. Ekwueme. And I ask anybody that come to tell me Obide movement, I ask them, is Obi more intelligent than Ekwueme? Ekwueme was a billionaire. He's a smart man. In their campaign in 1979, do you know their campaign slogan? That new Nigeria is possible. The same thing Obi is telling you after how many years? 1979 to now, how many years? And Obi is still telling you new Nigeria will work. Obi started participating in Nigerian politics. Go and check his age when he started participating during Abacha. Some of you that we are here talking have not been born when Abacha died. But Obi was in part of that government of Abacha. Did he change Nigeria? So why do you think that me and you will not make Nigeria work? Because the foundation, even the righteous man cannot fix Nigeria. Go and bring your Jesus, come. How many churches do we have in Nigeria? How many miracles have they done? Why can't they do miracle for Nigeria? You wake up one morning, every day is light. Whoa! Every road is like that. The stars just blow like this. You see the road go wide. And this is where we think, my brothers and sisters, is it not hard time? Because sometimes I get tired to talk. Some of my friends will tell me, can you leave social media? Can you leave Twitter? Can you leave talking to people? Because I have made a lot of enemy. Why am I enemy to people? Because when I tell you that you as a black person, you live in America, you live in Europe, and you look at Nigeria and you are supporting Nigeria, don't you know that you are evil? And they say, why will you say that? You are evil because we are, as a people, we are civilization on our own. We don't need to build a nation that looks like America. We don't need to build like a nation that looks like London. We have our civilization, a template that our parents, grandparents keep for us that we can follow. Our grandparents know how to mold iron. They don't have any. They don't have any company that they mold iron by themselves. The shovel, the hoe we use in cultivating our yams, it was made by our own people. It was not imported. But today, are we doing those things? Because these people know. And I'm asking everybody in this room this morning, have you asked yourself, have you seen any black man that become powerful because he's a very rich man? Have you seen that a black man can dictate what happened in the world because he's a rich man? You can't see anyone. Because when these people come for you, no matter the money you have, they will withdraw their support and you fall like a pack of cards. But go and check every black man that is powerful, from Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to Nnamdi Kanu to Muhammad Ali. Call them all. It's people that have always stand up. Patrick Lumumba, They have always, Nelson Mandela, mention them. They have always stand up to defend their values. Their values. Today, is Nigeria defending any of your value? No, Nigeria is not defending. Everybody's talking about FDI, foreign direct investment. Everybody's talking about economy. Check that your economy. Do you have any economy in the first place? You don't have. That's why you carry your bag, you come to America. You're a medical doctor, you become a CNA. No matter the kind of certificate, the Britain that give you that school that you are going, no matter the certificate you have in Nigeria and you come to Britain, they will tell you that this certificate does not match what you need to work for them. While you even have more experience than them. And you still continue in that Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Can't you sleep and think for the sake of your lovely children? Empire's gonna fail. America is gonna fail. America is not the first empire. So if you think that because I have American passport, I'll come and tell you that America will live forever, it's not true, because empires have failed. And when empires fail, what happened? They blame the immigrants. That's the first people. And your children will now realize that this is not their place. And I'm going to end with this. I have given up on God. And people will say, why did you say that? Because when I see Deborah died, I say, God, where are you? And then we have pastors like Adiboye. They never say anything. When they kidnap Shaib, what's her name? That little girl, and be raping her and she be giving birth. I go and they heard her because she was a Christian. I said, God, where are you? The church in Nigeria cannot even come together and shut down the whole system and said, if we don't get this our daughter back, we are not going to do anything. They didn't, because if they shut down, they will not make money and fuel their private jet. They didn't do anything about it. And I said, God, where are you? When our one sister from Yoruba land, the one that was the Air Force, they killed her today. Have you gotten any justice for that girl that killed? I said, God, where are you? Because these are children, people. If it's my child, what will I be feeling at this point? God, where are you? But why I'm going to make reference to what God said in the Bible is sometimes you have a reflection and you begin to wonder, maybe life is mystery. Do you know that when Joseph come to Egypt, he become a prime minister? I'm telling all of you who think you hold American passport, you're going to left it for your children. They're going to be Obama in years to come in America or anywhere they are. I want you to listen to this. Joseph was a prime minister in Egypt. And when Joseph died, his people were still doing well in Egypt because he was a prime minister. He's a respected man. All his people were doing good. But what did Joseph told his people as his last wish? He said, any day you are living, never leave my bone in Egypt. How come Joseph know that that empire will fail to the point of making them a slave and they would desire to go? Because when empire fail, they blame the immigrant. And in the long run, after Joseph had died years, very, very 5 years, as a prime minister of Egypt, do you know what happened? They say, there come a Pharaoh who don't know Joseph. If you mention Joseph, he cut off your head. Then Israel was turned to a slave in Egypt. Now they needed somebody to take them out of Egypt. And then I remember that Joseph told them to go with his body. So when you think that sending your children abroad here and there is going to save them, remember, empires fail. If we cannot dissolve Nigeria for the sake of our children, I'm not saying for yourself that is over 40, for the sake of your 10-year-old, because are you going to be lying to these kids again that they lied to us that Nigeria will be better, that Nigeria, Mongo Park discovered River Niger, and you're going to lie to your child, and you will tell your child not to lie, always say the truth, but now you have lied to him that Nigeria is going to work, and that child is going to watch you die. Nigeria didn't work. He's going to watch himself die. Nigeria didn't work. What will he be thinking about you? Do you see the reason why we should dissolve Nigeria for the sake of these lovely children we have? So don't come and think that we are calling for Biafra because we hate anybody. No. What is happening in Plateau? I can't even imagine if my child was in that school yesterday and I hear a gunshot. Maybe he survived it and come home. maybe I could have died before the child come home. And if that my child didn't come home and they gone killed, you think I will wake up this morning and be clapping for Nigeria? Honestly, I'm going to learn how to handle a rifle, and I will kill innocent people that have nothing to do with the killing of that child. That is one thing people don't understand. What kind of society Nigeria is going to turn up tomorrow? When a child had a gun when he was in school, when a child saw when his father died, by not by sickness or by natural killing, he saw his father being murdered. He saw his mother being cut off and remove a child from there. What do you think that child is going to be? And you know Nigeria doesn't have rule of law, and somebody can be a police officer after going through trauma, this kind of trauma. What do you think he's going to do
30 seconds.
when he become
30 seconds.
when it comes to coming to government? I want you people to understand that Nigeria can never get better because Nigeria have killed so many people and people have watched their families died. Those people are waiting for revenge, and those revenge they must have it. And when they will begin to do this revenge, Nigeria will be a chaos. That is why we need to break up Nigeria, allow people to go for therapy and heal so we can have a better society. That is all I can leave for you this morning. Thank you very much, my sister Tuch, and work greatest. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You said a whole lot. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. Um, if you requested before and wasn't able to come up, please go press the mic down. There's spots up here for you so you can speak and express yourself. Um, Magic Chidera, are you ready to speak now? Because the last time you were not. If not, I'll just go to the next person. Magic Chidera, are you ready to speak?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Starman.
All right.
Sorry. Starman, did you want to say something? Hold on a second.
No, no. Let Mazi
Okay.
Chidera
All
speak.
right.
Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you, Starman. Thank you, world greatest. You have done well today. You know, I can't even imagine when I woke up and I met you on space and you are still here. That show the spirit of resilience in you, and I want you to keep it up and the keep it going anyway. What I anyway, God. You know, you want to go. So, Sister Tochi, our own dear sister, I greet you also. And Starman, thank you for holding up the space with your world greatest. Our dear brother Justice Ndewo, thank you so much. You have said it the way it is. Mazonye Kachuku, Ugochuku, a whole lot of Biafrans here. I greet everybody. Let me just, take it straight because we don't have much time. I want to, expose the stupidity of the P2B. Because I watched an interview our brother Justice shared, and I tried to understand meaning to what he was yapping. So P2B was telling the fellow Nigeria or telling the world that the majority of the useless Nigeria wants to keep Nigeria one. They want to be in Nigeria. Just yesterday, many people were fired, many people gone down in their schools by the same sponsored terrorists. By the same Nigerian sponsored terrorists. They killed, the military killed, the police killed, and nobody is talking about it. Obi said that he has been in different states in Nigeria, and he can tell people that common man cannot even buy a loaf of bread to eat. Common man cannot even buy 1 cup of garri to drink. And he said he has been in the north, there is hunger. He has been in the southwest, there is hunger. He has been in south-south, there is hunger. He excluded southeast. So I want to ask Peter Obi, and people also should help me ask him, what happened to southeast? Why are there no hunger in the southeast? Can't you see that we Biafrans have left Nigeria? Obi knows quite all right that Biafran has come already, but he wants to play his last card. But one thing he forgot to understand is that if he, as P2B, despite the fact that he have killed a lot of Biafrans during his regime as Anambra State governor, Despite the fact that he has killed a lot of people, that if he refused to support this liberation, that he will never have no peace. He will never have a place to stay inside the Biafra land. He can as well embrace his brother in the north. Who knows whether if the northern are his true brothers? Because a lot of things happened during the war. Maybe he was fathered by Fulani or an Hausa man. Obi said that it's high time they take a project to the north in order to develop the northern part of the zoo. Whereas Anambra State is one of the dirtiest city. I mean, Onitsha is one of the dirtiest city in the southeast. What happens to constituent project in Onitsha? What happens to state project in Onitsha? What happens to federal project in Onitsha? P2B, we are asking you a question. I've tried to put that interview on the Jumbotron, but I think it's filled up already. If you can help me remove some post here, then we can put it up. So we need to ask P2B some certain questions, because that man has the stupidity in him have gotten into his bone marrow. He can't even reason anymore. So we want to ask P2B, what happened in the southeast that there's no hunger in southeast? What is going on in southeast? We want P2B to come and tell the world again what is happening in southeast. Why he excluded southeast as part of the Nigeria that is not feeling hunger. Okay, and Justice said, even if you take your whole generation to America, are you going to control them from America? Are you going to live forever? Are you going to live for ages? Hell no. You see the likes of Soludo, the useless illegitimate Anambra governor right now. He have his kids in America. Today, one of his sons is a junker. He's a drug addict. What will happen tomorrow if that idiot gets, turns around to, I want to say that even if you try to groom monsters, thinking that you are doing it right, at the end of the day, that monster will turn against you. So we want to tell the world that the son of Soludo, the illegitimate governor of Anambra State right now, is a drug addict, a junker. So it doesn't matter where you trained your child, the system will still hunt him or her there, because he's born with bad influence. His father, he has done a lot of damages to the society.
You can share the video up there. Sorry for cutting you off, but you can share the video.
Let me try and put it up, because that useless P2B needs some sense. Let me try to put it up. I have tried it before, it didn't work. Let me try it again.
Honestly, the man doesn't answer question. It was the video that this man was asking him question. What's his name? Dr. Damages. That was serious person. Damages is another stupid Igbo guy that is never serious. Everything for him is a joke. This guy cannot answer question.
Sister Tochi, okay, let me try and see if he has come up. I've tried to put it, it's not coming up here. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I think the Jumbotron is filled up already. If you can remove some certain posts, then we can put it up.
You can send the video to any one of us. Send the video to my DM. I'll try and put it up there. I don't know why it's not. I've deleted a lot of videos up there.
You can actually go to my page. I shared it up to my page. You can just put it from there. So what I'm trying to say now, fellow Biafrans, we want everybody to drag P2B on that post. We want to know why he excluded Southeast. What is happening? We want to know what is happening in South. Let him say it with his mouth. What is going on in Southeast that he refused to tell the world that there's hunger in Southeast? We want him to tell the world, because that man has become so foolish and senseless. A lot of things have gone wrong in our land, and the coming of Biafra will set everybody mindset straight. We begin to think right. Okay, so let me now go for this. Is what I wanted to come and ask, because I want to drag P2B, and fellow Biafra should join hand and drag that same man. Let us know what's happened in Southeast. Why did he exclude Southeast as part of the zoo that is not feeling hunger? So I will yield my mic here for now.
Thank you, Mazi. The video is up there in case you want to see, watch the video. It's up there now. Starman, you can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, There was a post I put in the comment section earlier. Let me try and get to it again. It was a picture of a bus. For those people who think Islamization is not a real thing, and obviously maybe because they can't see the jihad in front of them, they think, oh, that Islamization is just about jihad, and oh, it can never happen. That bus, there's some stuff written on the bus, and it says Center for Eradicating Innovation and Establishing Sunnah. This picture has been floating around for years. I remember when it first came out, there was uproar as usual. But then I can't believe, like earlier, someone came up and was telling us how in Yoruba land is Yoruba first, and that they don't have a problem with religion. Oh my God. This is the kind of ignorance that has led to where we are today in that zoological contraption. And this is because many people don't understand. You see, many people think Christianity or Islam is, it's just a religion. It's just a religion. I mean, for the Christians, ask yourself why the West will always tell you, our roots go back to Judeo, Greco-Roman, and Greco-Roman is for the law. Judeo-Christian is for the moral, for their moral paradigm. They'll tell you the roots of Western civilization is Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, Judeo-Christian. Many people don't understand that Christianity and Islam on their own are complete culture. Complete, as in, it's not just a religion. So they pushed it to us, it's just a religion, it's just a religion. But not knowing that what you are adopting is an entirely different culture. Or thinking that you're just adopting the spiritual aspect. What you don't realize is that as soon as this, I call it malware religion, because that's how it behaves. And it's not just Christianity, it's Islam as well. Malware religion. As soon as it enters your head as an ideology or paradigm and starts unpacking itself, it will start debasing your culture on every single level. See, if you study African cultures, you see that African cultures are cultures that developed organically. And it's easy to even study this development. And you very clearly see that it's a culture that developed from the bottom up. First of all, there was a social level, an economic level, then a legal level, then a moral level, then political level, then spiritual level. And like I said, these cultures were built organically from the bottom up. And in that order, how I listed it, from social, economic, legal, moral, political, spiritual. But when you look at Abrahamic religions, that's Judeo, Christian, and Islam, they are developed top down. So everything starts from the spiritual, but then it all goes towards like maintaining some sort of order on all the other levels below. And like I said, when these things get into your mind, they when they begin to unpack themselves. And now I'm focusing on Christianity and Islam because these are religions that behave like supremacist ideology. They they assume superiority over your culture, and then believe that they have to evangelize to you. And if should you refuse the evangelism, impose it by force. Meanwhile, you don't see Judaism do this. That's why I don't classify Judaism as a supremacist ideology. You don't see African so-called traditional religions do this. You don't see them go and impose themselves on other people based on religion. Oh, like a Yoruba man migrates to Igbo land and then he tries to impose Ishashi on Igbo. Nah. Or Igbo person, he migrates to Yoruba land and tries to impose their fast system on them in their Igbo fashion, even though the Yoruba have the fast system, which is pretty much very similar. Or you impose ordinary on them. We don't see that in any tropical African cultures. Now, why I call this Christianity and Islam malware cultures or religions is that when they get into your head, in your mind, you just think, oh, okay, I'm just adopting another man's way of thinking. Spiritual philosophy. After all, I'm still maintaining my culture. My name is still Emeka, and I'm still speaking Igbo. But what you don't realize is you've just let this malware ideology, and if you know how malware behaves, it starts installing itself in all corners of your computer and seizing control, either to zombify the computer to do work for someone else or to steal your information or whatever. But whatever it's doing there, it's not for your own integrity. So the first things first, you willingly, in accepting that religion, you willingly debase your own ancestral spirituality. And then by the time you start going through the rites of that religion, like, oh, you do baptism, you now adopt. When you do baptism, you don't adopt an Igbo name. You adopt a European name, or or just some other name that's not you, but according to the law put down by Europeans.
For them to
And then
focus.
that's not the end. After you start adopting the name, next thing, you start striving to speak the language. Just like Muslims, they strive to speak Arabic and be able to read the Quran, because the Quran is largely written in Arabic, even though today they don't have translations. And then you begin to elevate that language above your own. Like, oh, is when you can speak that language, you're now educated. Same thing with we Christians. I remember when I was a kid, we'll go to mass then, and they'll be speaking Latin, and the whole I won't understand the word. They will give us the book and the pamphlets, all written in Latin. Somehow, it's now that I'm older, I know those our parents were just mimicking sound. Many of them didn't know what they were reading. They were just mimicking what they thought was in the book. If not for the choir, those ones that would have been trained to at least, maintain some sort of structure to whatever they were singing in Latin, more than half the congregation had no clue what they were on about or what they were reading. Again, a lot that's to show you the effects of this colonization and indoctrination. And then after that, next thing you know, after debasing your spirituality, debasing your own naming system, then debasing your language, where you elevate the language above your own, it even starts debasing your clothing. Again, look, because the Arab world is just a much more extreme depiction of this. If you go to the Arab world, they all strive to now tie turban, all that. Now I know, yeah, people from desert cultures, yes, that's part of it. But what's turban doing in Yoruba land? Yoruba land is not in the desert. You know, you so uh, this uh, debasing of culture in Islam. Look, This thing, when they say Sunnah means the ideal Islamic society. If you really understand what that means, you will understand that there is no room for any culture other than Islam. Now, when I describe Islam and Christianity as their own complete cultures, and I describe them as top down, look, they have their own socio-economic, judicial, political systems, all wrapped within. In Islam, you have the economic level of Islam, which is the jizya tax, zakat, and there's another tax. There's three main charges. They claim zakat is a charity, but some people call it a charity, some people call it a tax. There's jizya, zakat, and there's a third one. I can't remember now, but yeah. That's the economic layer of Islam. In Christianity, it's tithes, offerings, and the invention of your Nigerian pastor, sowing seeds, all just to take your money. The political aspects, and in Islam as well, Islam specifically has Sharia, not just as the legal system, but the political system. If you accept Sharia as a Yoruba person, you've given that no more Luabi. As an Igbo person, no more ordinary. If you accept Sharia, or if Sharia is foisted upon you, that's it. Sharia does not have room for any competing cultures or paradigms. It does not have room for it. And this boss is showing you that this eradication of innovation, let me just tell you exactly what that attack is aimed at. It's aimed at the education. And if you read further, there's some Arabic writing, well, not Arabic, but okay, well, I think it's the name of the organization, Jama Atuizala Til Bidati Wa Ikimatis Sunnah, which is I guess the Latin version of the Islamic translation of what that Center for Eradicating Innovation and Establishing Sunnah. But further down, he goes to say, let me blow it up a bit. Sorry. He goes to say, Sabo Ibadan branch, Oyo State. Sabo Ibadan branch, Oyo State. They are attacking the education. Why do you think education in Nigeria is so bad? Well, I mean, all those, you just Google poor classroom, poor classrooms in southern Nigeria. After that, Google Almajiri schools in northern Nigeria, and tell me the difference between the two. Tell me the difference. You just see dilapidation everywhere. No structure, no organization. Children sitting on the ground. The classroom, no roof. The Almajiri ones are even worse. Those ones, sometimes you see the picture, they are all sitting outside a gutter. Literally, just outside the gutter, under a tree. Look, Google it. Poor classrooms in southern Nigeria. You see classroom with no roof. Library, no book, no desk, no chair. Everybody's sitting on the ground. And this is the majority of the Nigerian population. No. For those people who think Nigeria has hope, I'll get to hope for Nigeria. Well, let me even finish with this whole Sunnah thing. Look, for those people who don't realize it, especially Islam, since they've even declared jihad in Nigeria, Christians, at least Christians, those ones, they've calmed down. They are not on some crusade or some madness like that. It's the Muslims that still think they're in some 14th, 15th, 16th century nonsense. Look, for those people who think, it's just a religion, they're not, jihad is conspiracy theory. I've explained many times how, even in peacetime, if you try and share a society with Islam, you will still be taken over. Look, there's nothing, unless you're willing to fight, there's nothing you can do. If a group of, say you have your village of 20 of your people, 10 men, 10 women, you guys are peaceful people, you're just doing your own thing, you have your own spirituality, your own way of life. Then a group of 20 Muslims come into your village for whatever reason, and they not only declare, they genuinely actually claim to come in peace. They actually come in peace. They are not coming with jihad now. I'm talking about how Islam will still take over your society, even in peacetime. So there's 20 of you, there's 20 of them. And I'm just using these numbers just to keep it simple. But even if there's less of them, as long as there's enough of them, it's going to end up the same way. So they come, they show you their hands. We come in peace, no sword, no jihad. In fact, maybe whatever, maybe we're refugees. So we just want to live in peace. We don't want any trouble. But as long as those Muslims on your land maintain, all they need to do is maintain their own culture, true to their Sharia. They are not making war. No. True to their Sharia. Within a few generations, they will take over a society. First things first, their women are not allowed to marry non-Muslims, but their men can. And not just marry non-Muslims, convert them to Islam after marrying their women. And on top of that, they can marry 2, 3, 4 of your women. You can't even marry theirs. And hey, if you are black, forget it. Even if you convert to Islam, they're still going to see you as less than them. If you're a black man, there's no need for us to be in denial about this one. We all see the racism from Saudi Arabia and North Africa to black people. So is one first things first, they're not even going to let you come near their women. And if you convert to Islam, it must be a special kind of conversion for them to now allow you even marry. Because I'm not going to deny some marriages do happen. Like today, even I saw this very light-skinned Muslim woman. She was clearly from one of those Central Asian countries, and she was a black guy, and they were holding hands. I was so surprised, openly in a Muslim area. So I just knew the guy too must be Muslim, and for her to be comfortable doing it in a Muslim area. You cannot marry their women. They can not only marry your women, but they'll convert them and then marry 2, 3, 4. So they're already giving birth to more children than you. They're already at birthing you. How exactly is your society, your population going to survive this? Talk less of when they come with jihad. And I keep telling people, there's a direct link from the jihad you see across the Sahel today in Africa to going back 1,000 years to the trans-Saharan slave trade. The jihad was never over. The jihad never stops until you are conquered and the sunnah is established. Now, for those who think there is hope for Nigeria, there is an interview I keep referring people just to go and watch, just so that they can use their own brain and think things through. At least this information in that interview is coming from an expert, a supposed expert, a statistician. So it's not like, oh, it's Starman just saying these things. No. There's a statistician called Rotimi Sankore. Unless you're going to say statistics is not real anymore, or if you think, oh, he must have doctored the figures, then you have to tell me why he did. Anyway, Rotimi Sankore, he said that one of the core foundations of Nigeria's problem is a 30-year period where poverty in the north was allowed to fester for 30 years and has led to the current generational poverty we see today, especially in the 13 million poorest people on this planet, the Almajiri. 13 million. Remember, Nigeria has the poorest 100 million people on the planet, of which the most extreme poor, locked in generational poverty. 13 million Almajiri, that's about 13% of that 100 million. When I say locked in generational poverty, that means your grandfather was poor, your father was poor, and didn't even near school, other than that religious indoctrination, not to be a good Muslim and not start a revolt against your fellow Muslim oppressor. That's what that Al-Majri school does, is a indoctrination, just to train them with all the flogging and everything to obey the Sharia law, be a good Muslim. And someone was talking earlier about Al-Majri, whether there was Fulani. There's no Fulani Al-Majri, they're all Hausa. And that Al-Majri education is to keep them in line. So, generational poverty, your grandfather was poor, your father was poor, and both of them, no school. You yourself, poor, no school, no job, no prospects. Your children too will be poor. How many times are you stuck in traffic in Lagos or Abuja, and you see 6, 7-year-old Alumajiri boys and girls begging? Where's the hope coming? And a lot of those Alumajiri, they have some sort of pimp figure that, after they go do all the begging, they will come and collect the money from them under the guise, oh, we're giving you food and shelter. So this thing has been festering for 30 years. And Rotimi Sankara, he said, let's bear in mind that by 2050, Nigeria's population is projected to explode to just about double what it is today, 400 million. And that this Almajiri population will increase to double that as well, 25 million. 25 million Almajiri. Probably with the poorest 100 million too, doubled in size, 200 million. For these people that think Nigeria is going to get better, is this the environment you think your children will survive in? A lot of the Almajiri, they are turning to the terrorism. You really think your children will battle this? That you don't want to kill anything to defend yourself and your land because you are desperate to make heaven. It's now your children that are doing phone and I want to jackpa. They don't even want, they want to jackpa. Anyway, in this interview, this guy said that because the woman that was interviewing him, that Fulani journalist, Kadaria Ahmed, she asked him, so what's the solution? Like, how does Nigeria pull back from this? And to be honest, the reason I'm saying this is for those people that think there's hope in Nigeria. I'm saying this because of the answer he gave. He said that to just halt the current situation, not even to reverse, just to halt. And he said this interview was before the election, before 2023, about a year before. He said, within the next 2 to 3 years, Nigeria needs to build at least 200,000 to 300,000 classrooms, train about 300 teachers for those classrooms, and then no be just shoot picking now. Then build 1 million adult education classrooms and train 1 million adult educators within 2 to 3 years, just to halt this current rot. And this was, we're in 2024 now. This was about a year before, 2022 interview. This is the 2 years he's talking about. Has anybody seen anything? Has anybody seen anything? Does anybody even look like they're paying attention and trying to do anything? Is the rot getting better or worse? As in, with the killings, the kidnappings, and when you even watch a lot of these videos of the kidnappers, many of them are small children. 60-year-old who come ransack your village, plunder and pillage everything, rape, kill, and destroy. 60-year-old, and you are there. Oh, government, come and help me. You're a fully grown man. Anyway, again, Zoom matter. People don't understand. Yeah. My respect to people that hold spaces, and not even just hold spaces, people that even just come up to speak, because there's a lot to be said. And the fact that, people, I see Sister Stella here. Sister Stella speaks every day, like literally almost every day. Every time I go on Twitter, Stella is there. And David and Nana. And in fact, yes, I know. Yes, we have a media team. Yes, and I'm saying this because it's not easy. Me today that I'm in the mood. If you leave me, I can carry on for the next 3 hours. But obviously, I see hands up, and yeah, I can always come back. But yeah, thank you guys. Who was the next person? I think it was it Gobuzo? I'm not sure we've heard him.
No, you have not heard from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
After you, then I think Mazi, then Meka Socrates. I'm looking at the order on my screen, but yeah, Gobuzo. You
Gobuzo
can take it.
Ochake, that's the name. Gobuzo Ochake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. That we all are reciting our Igbo language. I want to thank you, Starman, for this wonderful insight. In fact, spiritual insight. Very, 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 very deep. Some of us are not thinking in that direction. And I also want to thank the world greatest. Thank you. Thank my sister Stella. I usually, come on his space. She's a wonderful lady, very, very consistent, and always very passionate to talk about this Biafra freedom. The topic here, I've been on and off. The topic: Plateau University attacked by Nigerian terrorist army. Yes, this thing had been going on and on and on and on. Not only attacking this attack by the terrorist army, but this one has gone to confirm what we all have seen. I'm speaking from Biafra land, in our community here, in the community where I come from. Every day we face similar attacks from those that are supposed to protect you every day. But one thing that surprised me, though it's not a very big surprise, because I know some people are selfish, especially our politicians. They are self-centered. They are only interested in themselves and their families. Sometimes most of them send their children outside. The other one from Newe, the other day he was talking about setting up a security outfit in Newe. All of a sudden, we saw all his children in England, in Britain, where he was singing useless song by the slave masters. I don't take them serious, because Eben and Akweriji, these politicians and their cohorts. So, because they have been bought over, so the majority of us, when we are talking about our freedom, it does not even concern them. The P2BU people talk about, he was my man when he was our state governor. I thought he was doing very well until I saw him. I started seeing that he's very, very selfish. because he's not saying anything concerning Igbo land. Nothing. Whatever happens in Igbo land, P2B will never comment. The only thing you will see him in Igbo land is attending funeral ceremonies, like he did in my community. You know, he does it in so many communities where people are burying, and he will go there as if to say that that is the place where he has shifted his campaigning team. So, but whatever happens in the north, he is trying to be Fulani apologist, trying to pacify them, trying to make them feel all right. But these Fulanis, we never, even in the next 1 million years, we never accept P2B because he is a Nyamere. Because even if he converts to being a Muslim, they know that there is no way an Igbo man can be a better Muslim. That type that they are talking about. Every Igbo man has a culture, and we always fall back to our culture, the way we bury, the food we eat, the cloth we wear, the way we send our children, I mean, the way we marry, generally. So these are culture. All this European culture is not our culture. It's the Christian religion and the religion from the Arab. They are not our culture. So, but our people are not seeing it. In fact, these Fulanese are very, very negatively smart. You know, you will see some of them in our community. I remember maybe 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when they used to come to our area to dig a conga, or what they call a toilet for us. We never knew that these guys were detailed to come to know our, our forests, our places, the way we talk, our weak points and all that. They were being paid heavily to come and do all these things. These guys are very, very smart. If they want to conquer you, they don't need guns. Even we are talking about the ones that army is aiding, or that the Nigerian army has been taken over by the Fulanese. What of those that are not with arms? They come to your community, they disguise as those who are riding Okada. They come into your place, conquer that place without a gun. Go to Owerri now. When you go to Owerri, you will see that the Fulanese have already taken over Owerri. And why is it so? Because a useless leader called Hope Uzodinjo just bought his way and, gave those people from that Sahel region opportunity to come into Owerri. And they are now claiming the owner of the land. This is really very disturbing and annoying. And there is no way they can, see what is actually happening, if not that they are very, very selfish. Because some of them, it's either they are in Abuja or they send their children abroad and all that. They are not feeling the heat. They are not at all, except the common man who is feeling this land is forward. This Fulani Janjaweed will come out to lay a claim to having their own commission paid to them. And this is happening. And when we ask ourselves, how did we even arrive at this place of accepting these people in our own land, in Igbo land, in core Igbo land? And you begin to wonder, what is actually happening? Are we really sensible at all? When Igbo man said is Ezioku, because there was this audio that someone posted to me. I've lost that audio. I don't know how I'm going to get it again. When the guy asked, Onye Igbo, he asked that question rhetorically before he started talking about the way we behave. They go up north there. They just stay there. These people come into them without gun. They just enter you, arrest you, program you, and you begin to follow them. I think these Fulanese, I don't know how we just allow them, to enter into us. And these our forefathers knew in 18 something, they knew about the Fulani. They knew till this moment. But honestly, I really want to thank you guys who are hosting this, space every moment of the day. I know that Estella didn't host today. I know she will host tomorrow and all that. World greatest. I want to thank you, Starman, and so many of you who are burning your data every day to educate and sensitize some of us who are even older without wisdom. It's really amazing. I want to pray and continue to decree that every effort you pay and put here must be rewarded 1 million fold. Everything that you have put in, the infinite intelligence will pay all of us. And on the part of those who have come to kill us, they will no longer kill us. They will no longer kill us because the angels are on duty every day. Our angels are no longer on defensive part. They are on attack spree now, and that is what is going on. And my prayers is that those who have come to kill us, they will kill themselves with their own gun. As I am decreeing, as I'm passing this decree, ana m emetụ aka n'ala wee na-ekwu na ala Biafra ga-ata onye ọbụla bịara ka ugbu anyị n'ala Biafra ise. Ekene m unu. And then, thank you. I yield my mic. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk. I don't know some other people. I would have mentioned you, Mazin Nana and Co. Please, thank you for giving me the opportunity. My name, once again, is Ugo Buzua, speaking from Biafra land. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mazi Gobuzo. Thank you. Yeah. Oku, our predicament in the zoo. You spoke well, and yes, like I said earlier, I believe in, educating as many of us as necessary. I'm sure there are people that in the audience that, they would have at least learned something they didn't even know before. And
Greatly. If I have the opportunity of interacting with you, or I don't know whether I'm following you, I will follow you now. If I'm not following you on Twitter, I would some of those training because I love spirituality. I love spirituality. It appeals to me more than all these peripheral things. Some of us are on different level of consciousness. Some are in 1D consciousness, some are in 2, 3, 4, 5D consciousness. So it is possible for some of us to be really interested in that teaching you dish out. It's so deep. Thank you very much, Starman.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you. Appreciate.
Yeah.
I see Mazi's hand. Are you still there, Mazi?
People we have.
What greatest? Can you give David mic? David. Okay, give him mic, please. He said he want to speak.
Oh, okay.
Give him after him. I will speak.
Okay. I'll invite him now. But yeah, I also see Emeka Socrates. Emeka, are you still there, Biko?
David Nana. He's not here anymore.
I've invited him.
Okay. Well, can I go on until you come up now? Right? Let me just a few minutes. I use maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Because you said something. Well, first, all protocol duly observed. Please pardon my manners. You said something about. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Is anyone talking so that I can stop?
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear. I think you were. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go on. I think your mic is breaking.
So you said something about this Islam and this foreign religion. I want people to understand, if you see, to buttress what you said, you go to, for example, go to Catholic, go and check their doctrine. You go to Roman and check their culture there. You will see 70 to 80% of their doctrine, that is their culture. So that is systematically how they used to make you to diminish your culture. And when your culture is diminished, and that means you have denied your identity and embraced foreign identity. And what does that mean? You are a slave to those whose identity you embraced. That is what it means. Because the only slave don't have identity. So when you don't have your original identity, you are a slave to those you embrace the identity. That is systematic conquest, And you see, for example, look at it's not new that these people, what the West are using today, are blueprints of leadership structure of our ancestors. And again, you see how the Igbo apprentice system are now trying to, it's like they're making it to be a study in the Western world. Tomorrow they will modernize it and bring it and say originated from them. Just like our Ikenga. This one nearly make me cry. Ikenga, Igbo Ikenga is being studied now in schools in the Western world. Igbo Ikenga. Why my people are here begin to demonize it, calling it fetish. Igbo Ikenga is now being studied in Western world. I post the short video here. I'm telling you, it's being studied. That is why when you ask yourself a question, all the artifact they stole in our hand, they call fetish, they call evil. Why did they not throw it away? They put it in their museum, extracting the energy, the element energy, and beginning to use it to create the arbo, that is a spirit of creativities. They began to use it to create something. But our ancestors suffer to put all those foundations for us. We call it, when you don't call your own thing something, those who call it, those who know the value, will take it away from you. That is what is happening now. But when you discover, you pursue, and you recover. I believe we are waking up. We need to stand up and know that Islam cannot be there. No matter if you as a Hausa man, you as a Yoruba man, you as an Igbo man, then they never allow you to compete with them. They will put you in a elementary condition. That is where they will see you. Go and check the history of Arab slavery. You know why you don't have a black Arab, black Saudi Arabia, why you don't know? When they came, they started this slavery. When they came, our people they took for slavery, die in deserts. Those who, because they refused to give them water they're supposed to give them, they were given to camel. Those who survived were castrated. These people can never allow you to be like them. That is it. So if you think Obi think that he go to build elementary school, that do those things that they will love him, Jonathan build elementary school. If Obi think that he can do all those rubbish there, and I don't know the blood that runs in him anyway. We shouldn't forget that Obi, during his governorship time, he used 6 Fulani police commissioner. He said with his mouth. Does it mean no Yoruba commissioner, no Joe commissioner, no Yoruba commissioner, no Igbo commissioner? He used 6 Fulani commissioner of police. And Obi is the bank director. Maybe was, or he still is. And know all the bank directors, they are loyal to Caliphate. So if you think that Obi are there for your interests, think again. Okay? Think again. Most of the people you see today that are occupying position in the security operative, that are high ranked, those in government, most of them are Fulani blood. Like Rochas Okorocha, like Ojus Okalo, like Ike Mwachukwu. They know those whom impregnated their mother know them. They will invite them. They tell them who they are. Okay, and their mother, if those whom their mother they are alive, their mother will tell them it's true. So they know where your blood comes. That is where you will be working for. Blood, they say, is thicker than water. So when you are seeing, and when I'm saying this, it's not only peculiar to the Igbos. All the Biafra land have occurred, or even Oduduwa land. Okay, some of the people you see in the security operative that are high ranked now. Some of the people you see in the government that are high ranked now, even your governors, can you give account of their great grandfather, their grandfather? Forget about speaking your tongue or bearing your names. If you go to North now, you will see more people that speaks correct. You dress like the Hausa people. If they tell you they're Igbos, you won't believe. Okay? Also in Yoruba land. So the land has been filtrated. That is why DNA tests will be mandatory for anybody, if not for everybody, for anybody who wants to occupy any post in Biafra, United States of Biafra. The United States must be mandatory to know who is who. That is why they destroy our ancestors too, because they know that the way it's being structured by our ancestors, being chosen by the gods of the land, no infiltrated blood. Anybody who signs system with the blood, who is evil person, can never be chosen. So they started doing this from Babangida time. They started destroying, penetrating our ancestors too, our culture, just to destroy it. That is why most of the Igbes, as you see today, some of them are criminals. Look at the one that our parents are exposed, that are doing kidnapping. So the ghosts of the land don't regard them, don't know them. They don't even know the culture of the land. Most of them are not acquainted with anything about the tradition and custom of the land. So that is why I'm telling you, as a youth, you will disobey some traditional rulers, the ghosts of land will not be against you. Disobey some elders, ghosts of land will be against you, because they're not there for you. You must disobey them by obeying the government of the United States of Biafra. Follow the instruction if you want to be saved. I rest my case. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Thank you. Phew. Is there any other? Oh yeah, David. David, thank you. I see your hand up. And
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. World greatest, I really appreciate you. Starman, I greet you. My distinguished ministers in the house, I appreciate every one of you. Fellow Biafrans, I really appreciate every one of you for being here today. Yeah, Ostama, world greatest, first of all, I want to really commend you for what you are doing. Unfortunately, you took my space today, or maybe you forgot. 2 days ago, I scheduled a space for today, which is by 11 a.m. this morning. But unfortunately, when I woke up, I saw that you guys have already been on space. So I said, wow. So I had to reschedule my space to be for tomorrow, because yesterday JD Walker was having a space and it was a kind of interrupted by our Minister of Information. So while I rescheduled my space was because of yours. So most of you that are here, I sent that info to the media platform and most of our media personnel here. But since we are preaching the same message, I say we are one people and one message. So I have to reschedule it for tomorrow. So I've been here, though I demanded for the mic in the first place when this place was very rowdy, when one of our brothers from the Wari Aziz of Biafra was a kind of here insulting people that he's not a Biafran and all the rest of it. So I wanted to speak. Unfortunately, the mic was not given to me, so I was busy and there's something very important. I wanted to air my opinion at that particular time. But unfortunately, the mic did not get to me. But I really want to appreciate what Wari's sister, how she responded to that, our brother. You see, it is very, very important. Most of our brothers from the other side know that in this liberation, we are no longer at the stage where we have to preach for everybody to join us along. As a matter of fact, if you are going to war, you will only take those who are willing to fight are those who are going to go with you. You can't drag people who don't want to fight with you, who don't want to help you win your war or help to prevent the enemies from entering your territory. If you eventually force them to go to war with you, definitely they are not going to survive it, or they are not going to make it, because they will not have the balls to confront the enemy when the time comes. So most of these our brothers, we are no longer in that era where we have to plead with everybody to follow us along to fight for this freedom. No. Remember what our leader said. Our leader said that if it is only 100 people that are available, we are going to go to war. Then the rest can come later. So I really appreciated how our sister Worry's sister responded to him. It was very, very interesting, and I wanted to add my voice to that moment, but unfortunately, no time for me to be giving mic. Then I want to really appreciate our Worry sister for that wonderful, wonderful counseling of that our brother who is lost because he's far away in the United States, not witnessing what is happening down there in Nigeria, but actually he do not understand that this time around, you need to fight your way into freedom, okay? You need to fight it out. Otherwise, the terrorists will run you over, run your village over, and there you don't have any place to call your home. Secondly, there's one thing special about Biafrans. We are here talking about Plateau University attack by the Nigerian terrorist army. We are the only people that value the life of people as well. Look at you and I talking about what is happening in Plateau State. Because we are concerned, because we are Biafrans, because we love life, because we feel the pains of others. That is why you and I are so concerned about the life of other people in that contraption called Nigeria. But come to think of it, look at our territory, Biafra land. How many people from the other side have held spaces to talk about what we are passing through in that Nigeria? None. That is the speciality. That is to show you how specially God made us for us to fight for the freedom of others. God have designed you and I to have that sympathy, to have that feelings, to have that courage to confront those who are subjugating others, who are killing others, who are subduing others into accepting whatever they want them to accept. And that is what makes you and I very special. And that is why when Biafra comes, Biafra is going to be one of the best countries on this planet Earth. Very, very important, because I really love that when we speak about how people are suffering, not even talking about how we are suffering as well, but we are talking about what the Nigerian state, the terrorist state, are meting on other people in the other side of Nigeria. So concerned about them. And we are even telling them to rise up to the occasion and defend their people as well. But yet people will come here and talk ill about us, that we are not concerned. We are only self-centered. We talk about ourselves and all the rest of it. But everybody can bear witness. We are talking about just Plateau. Look at what is happening. The Nigerian terrorist state, they know what is happening in Plateau State. Why the terrorists went to the school to be shooting students? Where are the security agencies? Those who were in Biafra land fighting those who are fighting for their freedom, where are they to defend these innocent children who have gone to school to learn and study? And somebody will be in the United States of America enjoying life, and when you tell him about freedom, he said he preferred one Nigeria. Look at one Nigeria can offer to you. Now compare and contrast. Do you want to still remain in this Nigeria that is killing almost everybody, or do you want to fight your way out of this subjugation, out of this slavery, and have a peaceful nation of your own? That is a choice that everybody is left to make. Unfortunately, the Biafran people have made their choice. We are leaving. So those of you who are from Jos Plateau, who are from Arewa, who are from Oduduwa, what choice have you to make? Time is ticking out. But be rest assured that when we leave, you people will suffer much in Nigeria. I yield my mic. Thank you so much, world greatest. And I'll invite you to my space tomorrow as well.
Darman, are you there?
Thank you. Is World Greatest having issues? World Greatest, are you with us?
Okay, I think it might be a flip.
Yeah, I hope he's not having issues, but yeah. Because on my screen it's showing as unmuted, but I can't hear anything. Can you guys
No, I
hear him?
can't. It's been that way since it looks unmuted the whole time we've been talking, but I guess okay now.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Thank you, David. Yeah, I remember that exchange with our worry brother. And it's people like Worry Sister that give me hope that all is not lost in those sides. you know, and it was nice hearing her set him straight. It's just, you know, the thing with a lot of these one Nigerians, many of them think they're very intelligent. Many of them think because you see them on space every day discussing Nigeria's problems, they think they understand Nigeria's problems too. So when you challenge them, in a way, it's challenging their intelligence. So for some reason, they just, because there's that arrogance in their ignorance, they go into the defensive. You know, and it's especially worse when they're upstage in the middle of the debate. But when they're in the audience listening, you know, there's a saying that the truth points to itself. You know, when you're in the audience, and you know, just like when you're playing chess as well, is when you are not actually playing, but you're just standing and watching the game. You see all the moves that even the players, they are not seeing, but you're seeing. So I believe that, you know, a lot of times when these funny people come up stage, they actually present themselves to be used as an example and to highlight the message you are, you know, sending by using logical, reasonable argument to trash everything they're saying. You know, it's not about the people that come up stage. Those ones is that their arrogance in their ignorance that's pushing them up stage. But for the ones that may still somewhat ignorant, but don't have that arrogance to come and start doing buga, beating chest. You know, when they keep hearing the logical argument versus all the fallacies, after a while, one day, something will click in their brain. You know, we've seen. I know we're at a critical stage now, but yeah, well, for many of us at this critical stage, who know what's going on, we can't be distracted. But yeah, you know, it's just that the level of psychological damage due to the history of the zoo. You know, I just think that, you know, the message, in fact, I believe that our message is not even just for the zoo. Our message is for Africa. Jesus Christ. Our message is for Africa, man. Like, you know, I mean, look at the continent. Just look what's going on. You know, if you go to their Pan-Africanist rooms, you hear people come and talk, we just need foreign direct investment. And you think, oh, man, how is it that you don't know the value of your resources? Niger today, that's chased away foreign direct investment. Do you see them begging anybody for loan? Are they not the fastest growing economy in Africa? Because they now control their resources. And how are they able to control it? They've got their sovereignty from France. Yeah, obviously they're still in the process of completely getting it with all when they establish their currency, as they're trying to do their union with their neighbors. But look at them today. You know, yeah, the miseducation of the Nigerian makes them run away from the real issue, and they're always, hey, I see, okay, I see Worry Sister's hand up. Yeah, but yeah, I'll try and round up. They always run away from the real issue. And if you have debates with these guys, you realize they always suggest the least stressful answer or solution to anything. If you say to them, let's do a referendum. Oh, there's no referendum in constitution. But there's self-referendum in UN charter and clause. But you know, in Nigeria, it means war. Let's just enter the system. And you see, all those enter the system, that's just the lazy option. And if you notice, this enter the system, they've been saying it. How many generations now? Enter the system, enter the system, enter the system. When they enter, how many saints do you see in the system? This shows you they are not even reasoning what the real situation is, let alone the solution. They are just saying the easiest thing possible. They know that if they agree with you, referendum, organize, form your own government and everything necessary to form your own sovereign state, it requires effort from them. Real, tangible effort. So many of them would just say, oh, let's just enter the system, and then the easiest next thing, oh, and then we'll get PVC if we just gather enough numbers, and that's it. Again, like I said earlier, many of them are so desperate to make heaven, they don't ever envisage themselves being in a war. They lie to themselves. Oh, we're in 21st century. Those kind of things can't happen anymore. We're in 21st century. Really? Me, when I was growing up, I never thought my life would come to this, where suddenly me and my people are in the middle of a war, especially coming from a history of already being in a war. I didn't think it would happen again. But then, after a few years ago, I realized, in fact, the first war didn't even stop. As soon as the first war didn't even stop. And today, I am not lying to myself. I actually believe this one, the dust will scatter first before it settles. With the amount of terrorist activity in the Sahel, with the amount of interests in the region, it's not only the colonialists that have interest. ISIS, they've drawn map, and that map. Go and look at where Nigeria. Google ISIS map of West Africa. ISIS map of the world. Google ISIS map of the world. Look at where ISIS, all the places they plan to conquer. See where Nigeria falls in there. Go and look where Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria, not even this side, that side. No. The whole of Nigeria and West Africa. And like I always tell my other West African brothers, the Ghanaians, and they should get ready. If they take Nigeria, they've surrounded them 360 degrees with their backs to the sea. Is just now a Python Python squeeze. With time, they will Islamize the rest of West Africa. Anyway, yeah. Before I even, there was something I posted in the chat again for those people that think, oh, one day we can progress this Nigeria. Yeah, let me try and pull it up. Even it's a Wikipedia page of the history of the balkanization of Nigeria. The page is actually titled States of Nigeria. Now, if you pull up this page, oh my God, the thing is a comic show. It is a horror comic show. So, first of all, in the 1960s to 1963, Nigeria had 3 regions. A gigantic northern region where they subsumed the Christian Middle Belt and even Christian parts of the north. Like, most of those Borno, most of those places are Christian. No, many people don't know. They think it's just Muslim. Nah. There was a boy that used to work for me when I was in Nigeria, John. Great guy. Christian. And he ran away. He's a refugee from Borno. He's one of those internally displaced people in Nigeria. But he ran away and ran to Lagos and found work. And I remember the day when I saw him, this guy was literally crying. And apparently there was another attack on his village. So 3 started off as 3 regions, thanks to Britain. And then, obviously, the 3 regions, it didn't really balance because all those Anyama people were balkanized into the Western region. So those ones were agitating. And then the enemies within said, no, it has to be Midwestern region. Anyway, they formed Midwestern region. Then all the shenanigans of 1966, the pogroms, Aburi Accord, go on, just woke up one morning, carved the whole thing from 4 into 12. Just like that, one morning, 1967 to 1976. Carved it into 12 states. Then, what's his name? Was it Babangida? Yeah, it was Babangida. 1980s, well, from the dates here, 1976 to 1987, that's the period. Carve the whole thing from 12 to 19. If you just look at the maps, you see how the whole thing, this is just like salami slicing, balkanizing the whole thing, balkanization of the whole Nigeria, but systematic balkanization to keep people divided. Then from 19 states, it was now 20. What he's saying 21 here. I thought it was 27, then 36. The 36 that we're now today. And all this thing, people talk about restructuring. They've been restructuring Nigeria since 3 regions. In fact, Nigeria was structured into region. Okay, so first of all, they had Northern Protectorate, Southern Protectorate, and all the other, what do you call the other one? Protectorate and, I can't remember. But yeah, they had all those ones. Then they structured Nigeria into being with amalgamation. Boom, structured into being, just like that. Then they restructured it after the structuring into being with amalgamation. They restructured it into 3 regions. All this restructure, everybody, we just want restructuring because they don't want to face the truth. That is never going to work. They've been doing restructuring since the beginning, and it's not working. They structured it from 3 to 4 region, from 4 region to 12 region, I'll be 12 states, from 12 states to 19 to 27 to 36. And are they still not talking about more restructuring? However many new local governments and states. Why is it that when you ask restructuring, ask 1 million people, what is restructuring to you? You will get almost 1 million different answers. That El Rufai will come and tell you he doesn't know what restructuring is. Anyway, yeah. Worry sister, thank you for your patience. I hope you're still with us, and
I'm here.
you can
Thank
take
you.
the mic.
Thank you for giving me the mic again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dave. University, I don't know why you're on the listening side. You better come up to the speaker. I can see you there hiding your face.
Oh, sorry. I was talking. I wasn't looking at my phone. He's requested. Yeah.
Okay. Like our leader said, he said, 1 man to 1 vote. You see, the decadness of our mentality that they brainwash us, honestly, is still working in our side. In majority of our people are still experiencing it. They are still in that sense of slavery. Let me put it that way. They don't understand what this Fulani has done to our fathers. Even that guy that spoke that time, obviously, maybe I'm sorry, I don't want to use negative word, but if the father is there, I think the father must have taught him what happened in the past. At least he must have said something a little bit, even though you want to downgrade the Igbos, he could have said something. Say we have bad head everywhere, even in the homeland, in the interland, they have them there too. The ones with blockheads that doesn't want to understand Biafra, they are still there. Talk less of our people that they've been brainwashed for God knows how long. God knows how long. So the only thing I'm happy for is that they are bringing this radio to our side. It's either they would listen by cursing or they would listen by talking to them like a gentleman and women. In any way they think they will receive the word, we are here to give it to them. We are so many now. We are, even though we are coming behind, but we are still many than those people that have not got it yet. We are larger than those people that haven't gotten the story of Biafra. We are many. Okoma people now are among us because they've seen what the Fulani have done to them. That man that they took, that way they said is the king, that he was happy that the king is back. Now he knows that Fulani is not for them. If peradventure he was abusing the Igbos, now his thought will change and start believing in Igbos. So when we come to preach to those kind of people, I bet you they will come on board. That's why our leader said, "It's one man, one vote." You will be shocked. And our leader said, let's gather together and get Biafra. Listen, I am not here to force you people to be with us. If we get Biafra, if you want to go, you can go. That was what he said. And it's not a man that go back to his word. He keeps to his word. His word is truth. And he said it's the truth that he will use to damage the zoological republic of Zoo. I'm not going to call it Nigeria. Of Zoo. So those ones that are coming here, you see that they've been bought or they don't know what we are talking about. They are just being biased unnecessarily. But so long we are here, we are not moving, because God said to Abraham, if it is one person that I will see in the city, because of that one person, that I will free, I will have mercy on that city. So these people are the Sodom or Gomorrah people, those people that come to speak. We shouldn't be hard on them because they have been destined for so long. If Nigeria is not working, they know it's not working. They know it's not working. That's why they are running away from it. They will tell you, why are you not in the homeland? Meanwhile, they are not in the homeland. They are not. So, Shuku Okikabiama is going to rescue Urobo, Isoko State. That is the new state. He's going to rescue it. The old and young will hear about Biafra in another dimension. Just like After Wanyundi said that PM is bringing a new dimension. They will hear it when the radio comes. And nobody will tell them. Nobody will tell them that, yes, it's true, but we're just being stubborn. Because nobody is coming to fight your oil with you, my dear. Nobody. What do you have? Only oil. But do you know what the Italians have? They have more than you. How many gas do you have? How many? And you are not enjoying it. You are not there to enjoy it. If you are there to enjoy it, you will not run away from your land. The land that God gave to you, the milk and honey. You are not there to eat it, but you are somewhere else, working your ass out for you to send money to your relative. So we are going to work together. Whether they come here to put thumbs down, we should just ignore them. Whether they come here to say, oh, we are abusive, we should just ignore them. Because, you see, like Jesus said, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. And honestly speaking, they don't know. They have not sat down and listened properly to what our leader said and to what our PM is saying. If they do for just 1 minute, if they settle down and open their brain to receive the word, my brother, they will become born again. They will become born again. They are coming. They are coming. And you see, they are the one that will be the fire when they come. They will be the fire point when they come. Now, because they might be there before, maybe they are with the POS, so they cannot quantify for them to come to PM side. They are there. They know about it. If not, they will not come to the space. If you don't like what we're doing, the next thing you do is to go off. Like when I go into other space, when I get down, they're talking about Nigeria. I say, oh, it's a wrong space I came in. I just go off. I don't bother to stay and start preaching or say something against them. No, it's not mine. It's not mine. You walk away. So for them to come to give listening ear, they will be converted one day. They will. It's only going to take time. That's why we are here. Is to preach. Is to educate them. That's why we call it, this is a university. It's for them to learn. It's difficult. It took me time for me to learn. But I'm here today now. And I'm so glad that I wasn't lost. I'm so glad that I'm not blind. That I can see now. That my eyes are open now. And I can preach the gospel. I never knew I would be one of those people that would talk like this. Sometimes when I talk about it, my body full of tears. I'm so emotional sometimes when I talk about the goodness of Biafra, because I know we are going to enjoy. Because they told me that we have more than enough than Dubai. And Dubai is like heaven on earth. And we have what it takes to be like that, even more. So you amaze me. Like my brother just said now, Niger is coming up. Niger is coming up. Very soon, what did they call this other African country that just did independent? That Senegal. Very soon, Senegal will be more than Nigeria. We are not pushing for them to change. We are not pushing for them to do anything. All we are saying is that they should let us go. They can stay in that Nigeria. It's not by force. We are not forcing them to come with us. We are only saying, let us go. Because it's not working. It's not working. If Gowon is enjoying, happy that he kept Nigeria together, at what sense, at what benefit, when now his people are even crying for them to be part of Nigeria? Gowon's people are crying. Why? Because Onyodi said, anybody, whosoever that put hands in, I don't want to use, bemoaning the people of Biafra, say they will never have peace. And it's happening. They will never have peace. They won't. Even though you people are saying Peter Obi is not saying anything about Biafra, most probably his DNA maybe is an Fulani. The mom might be Biafran. But maybe we never could tell, like I said to them in the space, when we were talking in Vavava or 247. I said, maybe it will be possible when we have Biafra, we are going to do DNA for everybody. There is a way we will do it. So long we have hospital, we will do it. Because here, if you want to do tests for people that have HIV without their consent, you still do it. You do it, but you don't let them know. I'm telling you, you still do it. I work in the hospital. You do it regardless their consent or not. You do it. We are going to consult DNA for those ones that they are half Fulani, so that we can know how to deal with them. Many of them, even in our side, like the ones are coming to give thumbs down. We must gather ourselves together. Teach them the gospel. Whether they like it or not, they will listen. The old ones will listen. The young ones will listen. The average ones will listen. You that is sending money from overseas to them, making them your slave tools, Then they can work for themselves. They can do things. They don't have to depend on you. Because you give them little coins for them to live, they listen to you. Oh, don't listen to Biafra. But by the time Biafra will come, or when they hear the word and they know that the only light and hope they have is to come with Biafra, they will abandon that little penny that you are sending to them, and they will go to Biafra and they will listen and they will vote. And they are voting right now. We will never give up on them, my brothers and sisters, because if they gave up on me and other Urobo Isoko that are here, we won't be here today. And we will not make that mistake again. We must drag them with us. Like Onyode said, he said they are our brothers and sisters. We can't leave them. That is what he said. He said we can't leave them. And we have to listen to Oyendu. We cannot leave them. And we are here to drag them, whether they like it or not. We are going to tie rope on their feet and we will pull them. When I mean, we will drag them into Biafra. We will drag them. We are the way they drag Oyendu into the zoo, blindfolded him. That is how we will drag these people. Allah, I swear, we will drag them. By the time that one will come back from wherever it is, it will come that Biafra is already settled. Then he will answer the father name that he wants to answer. Let's not give death, just let's give them death ear for now. Forget them about what they are saying. Let's concentrate on winning their souls. Let's concentrate on winning those kings that they dealt with for no reason. Those Okoma people that they dealt with for no reason, because of why they are oil. So we are going to speak to individual villages, town, when this radio, I'm so excited about this radio. You people don't understand, because I know we are going to liberate our people 100%. We are going to do it, and Biafra will come. Biafra will definitely come. It's here already. All what we are waiting is on the second, and Biafra will be here. I hear my mind. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity again to speak to my people, so that their ear will be open and their heart will be open and to receive the word. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Worry Sister. Yes, we are on the right side of history. We tell the truth. And like I said earlier, the truth points to itself. And, the people that have whatever doubts they have now, they can only, when you lie to yourself, you can only lie to yourself for so long. Eventually, you turn around and face the truth. So, yeah, thank you, my Worry Sister. I too cannot wait for that radio. I was so happy when I heard about that radio. I thought, yes, because I know there are many corners of the zoo where there's no internet for them to even, as in they can't even afford internet. But at least, with radio, they can penetrate some of those corners, and that's another great move from the Biafra government. We haven't even redeclared, and we're implementing all these things. Meanwhile, Nigeria, absolutely nothing works. I remember I always ask them, so is Nigeria a failed state? And you see them arguing about stupid stuff. At least we still have elections. We still have network. It's a country where nothing works. Man. Thank you, Worry Sister. Undiluted, I see your request and trying to add you now. Emeka Socrates, I don't know if you're ready. Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Starman. Once again, I just want, okay, I didn't really want to go this way. I wanted to concentrate on the topic which is here about the university. But now, having listened to all the contributions, I think maybe I will just try to go delve into some other areas. First, I want to start with the question of the belief that our people reacting negatively to the struggle because of religion or whatever like that. I don't think it is so. Because we tried to gain our freedom between 1967 70. I was there, I was alive. I was actually a boy then, not a kid that you have to carry in your hands. If you can ask people, we ate gari, gabon, egg yolk, we ate cornmeal, we ate the biscuit, the package for us and all that. And we played with the bullet. Sometimes you will be working on the blue here, and the bullet will go into the wall. We'll pick it, then drill a hole behind it and put it on the wood, and then peel the matches. The lighter part of the matches, put it there and put a nail and strike it on the wall during Christmas. We saw all that. So, but even then, at that particular time, you believe with me that Christianity was actually championing the whole cause of the East. I mean, the government was all about Christianity. Even our social order was all about Christianity. Yet, we dared to go to war to kill people. So it had nothing to do with Christianity. The stupidity you see, even when it's not about Christianity, maybe another version of stupid Christianity, but not really Christianity. Because in those days, both the days of Ascension and all the other, they were all the days of certain sacred practices were holidays. Some of them, Pentecost was half day at least. I knew that. We went to school. We school. We asked them what is called your elders, your parents. We called Win the War School. We attended Win the War School. We were under the trees and the fighters were moving. So for somebody to be telling me about religion now, he's not getting it right at all. Christianity was actually ruling the whole of the Biafra land at that time. Yet the Biafrans went to war. Yet even the Christians supported them. The Catholic Church was accused of using Sao Tome and Principe to bring in arms that time. So it's not that. The Reverend Fathers and Sisters were with them. They said they would follow. They were with us to the bitterest end. I can tell you, Father Krunan, I am from Owerri. Go and ask anybody about Father Krunan. So please, okay, now maybe people like us are the elderly ones. When we are telling you this, we are telling you facts. We are not guessing. We didn't read them. If I tell you about Zik and Awo, yes, I was there. I stood with them. I was not up to the age to interact with them, but I attended the rallies. And because I wanted to know, I stood just a stone throw from them whenever I attended the rallies in 1978, 79. So please, the question of religion and all that, I think we should understand. If yes, there is stupid Christianity, of course you can see the stupid Christianity is coming from those who were not Christians, to whom Christianity was introduced from the beginning and they didn't accept it. And I make the bold to say the Yorubas, because Christianity through the Ajay that came to them, why didn't they take it? Why is it that more of them are Muslims? Because the Christianity doesn't conduce to their culture. Their culture is about Agbero, when you raise your hand and somebody will make a command and your hand can't come down. That is the kind of thing they like. They know, the thing they know about religion and about spirituality is the practice of power. And Christianity never brought that. And Christianity didn't bring that until this corrupt one, which they are championing. That is why you know, oh, heaven. Who talks about that? I'm telling you, please, it's not Christianity. And now, even when we talk, let us talk about even spirituality and religion. Religion is just one subject in the culture of a people, and it has to do with their beliefs. And there is a difference between religion, which is belief, and the practices. So when people say Omenala, I believe some other people call it Odinala or whatever they are calling it. We call it Omenala. Omenala is practices. It is not the belief. So when we have omenala, like you want to marry, there is omenala, there are practices. When you want to start the farming season, there is omenala. It is not anything spiritual, but those people in the spiritual sphere can be called to be part of it. My family is actually a priesthood family because we have Ofo. Go and ask anybody Ofo. And I can tell you about Ofo Umune and Ofo Amadioha. My wife is from a family that had Ofo Amadioha. Her grandfather, he only died, maybe about 30 years ago. The man used to make rain. So please, when we are talking about this, let's understand. If we now say Biafra, we are always talking about religion, about going back to our forefathers and that and that and that. Okay, then in Igbo land, we'll be doing that. When you go to Efik, they will be going with Nabo and Ekpe. When you start going to Ejagam and Bakwara, somewhere around the Ogoja and Boki, they will be doing that. And then when they come in, please, let's leave religion out of this thing. There is acculturation quite well. Every culture takes in acculturation, and acculturation means the taking in the culture takes in something foreign in it as it sees it to improve its quality or its position. Igbo land, everybody in this world has taken acculturation somewhere. The so-called whites we are accusing, they themselves are taking acculturation. Christianity is not actually their religion. Christianity is not a religion of the white people. Who told you that? They themselves were pagans. They were, in fact, the Gentiles we are talking about. It was the Europeans and all those people. We were called Gentile. Gentile means those who were not worshiping one God. That is the meaning of Gentile. So it's not their religion. They themselves were conquered by Christianity. Maybe not by war, but that was not their religion. Jesus Christ we are talking about never stepped one toe, not to talk about a foot, on Europe. Jesus Christ was raised in Africa. Moses was raised in Africa.
Keep it one side.
Joseph was raised in Africa. Europe has nothing to do with the worship of one God. So why do we always say white people did it? They themselves were conquered by this, not by force, but by the knowledge they acquired. And that knowledge is what we as Igbo people have. I was discussing in the Ghanaian space, and one Igbo boy was stupidly thumping down. I didn't know he was I would have hammered him there, because he even go and read about Aloda Ekweno, the Igbo man who was the first to gain his independence in Great Britain from the slavery. When they were teaching him, he said, "No, what are these people talking about? This very religion is actually what we practice in our place. Go and read about him." There is very strong closeness between the true religion of our forefathers and this one that is Christianity. That is why our forefathers could drop it. You're not saying go back to your forefathers, go back, but it was your forefathers that dropped them. So how can you, as if you are the one? It didn't start with you. In my family, for instance, it's not my father that dropped the religion. My grandfather actually didn't even practice it. Let me tell you, the Ofo remained there. Nobody was worshiping it until my uncle from UK came, and my uncle, who was another uncle that was keeping it, didn't really know what to do with it. It was there, but people were going to church. That one came from UK, and when this one died, he just threw the thing out. So we don't know where it is. We don't know who picked it. And when trouble started happening in one arm of our family, they started looking. They came to my father and were asking, "Where is this?" My father said, "People will say we are all going to church. So what are you doing with the thing?" So if we are talking about, let's just keep that aside. Otherwise, you will have Biafra land. We have 4 nations. I will tell you in Biafra land. We have we can call them Ijo group, but they're not all Ijo. You have this Kalabari and Okreka, and the people with the actually is not that they are there. You have the Aqua Cross, that is Aqua Ibom, Cross River, and the Ibibio and Defik and all that. Then you have the Upper North, which is the Jagam and Bekwara, those Buki and all those people there. Then you have Igbo. So which one now we are talking about Omenala and that? Please. It has nothing to do with religion. We keep it. If we want to come together as a people, we do as the United Nations. When we gather together, which is even what I do among Nigerians, they say they want to pray. I know I have my faith. I'm a Catholic. Yes, a Catholic of the Catholic. I don't pray with anybody. When they say you start to pray, I say separate this from official work. Separate this religion from our business. If you say you insist, no problem. I will say now, let us take 1 minute. We take 1 minute I say meditate and pray on whatever you want in your own way. You meditate, and at the end I say, may our souls now rise, and may he that we are praying to, who is the creator, the beginning of all things, hear and implement to us according to our will. And everybody says amen. So there is no question of religious denomination in that. So please, if there is anybody saying that he is not asking for Biafra because of religion, it's because he's ignorant. And our sister said here, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And Christians say, oh, Jesus was a nice man. He is a holy man. That was why he said that. He wasn't saying that because he was a nice man. He was saying it because it's actually true. Because that is absolute truth. Anytime you see people talking nonsense, they are ignorant. I'm telling you, and the greatest problem is that the ignorant person doesn't know he's ignorant. He will never know. If he can doubt that stupid belief he has, then he will become wise. An ignorant person is as good as a lunatic. When you see a madman, he thinks that you are the one who is mad. That is how an ignorant person is. He knows nothing. That is the truth. So when we are listening to these people, just understand they know nothing. And where is that coming from? It's coming from very terrible mental degradation, coming from negative programming of their minds. I repeat, negative programming resulting in mental degradation that gives them a false awareness of themselves. So they see themselves as knowing something. Meanwhile, that reprogramming, negative programming, has taken them to a realm where they see themselves as the people who have known, but they know nothing. They have a false awareness of themselves. They have a false awareness of themselves. They don't know who they are. They believe they know. Because those people have given them speeches with big words. You know, this Western world has a way of using words to create things, create a people, create an idea. And people go into those words. And once you go into those words, you are bought by those words, you become completely stupid. You don't know yourself again. You think you know, but you don't know. That is what is wrong with them. And you are talking about arrogance, yes, because they are unionists. They know nothing, but they believe they know. They are just there. Let me now start. This Nigeria of 18, have we gone through its beginning? I hear our brothers in the coastal area saying this and that, talking rubbish, and now look at them. Go and read Professor Sage's own book. I can, maybe before the end of this, even when I finish my speech, I'm going to put it for you. Professor Sage, he clearly outlined, he chronicled how this thing began, how each and every group of people were brought into this Nigeria, and how it was a stage by stage. Go, I will put it. Professor Sage, the same man was the idiot criticizing Biafra in the beginning before they hammered him. And he, when the newsman went to him, he said, "You don't put me into trouble again." His book was there. I was the one. When in those 2015, 2016, 2014, you could see my writings. Emeka Ndukwe in Guardian. In Vanguard, go and read what I wrote all that time. I cited because I read Professor Sage's book. They are not, they know what the truth is. Okay, now, which people really have made the most attempt to separate Nigeria? I'm asking all of us. You will think it's Igbo people. You are lying. You don't know. It's either you don't know or you're lying to yourself. The very first people who wanted to opt out of Nigeria, who actually made moves to opt out of Nigeria, were the Yoruba people. 1963-64, go and ask their forefathers, but these little children, idiots, are just going around criticizing Igbo people for wanting to opt out of Nigeria. The second people who wanted out of this Nigeria were the Hausa people in 1966. They were gathering themselves in Ikeja, the barracks, and everywhere. They were shouting Araba. Those who hear Hausa know what Araba means. That is, let's separate, let's split it. The third people who wanted out of Nigeria were these very people. We now think, some of us think they love Nigeria, the so-called Niger Delta. They were the first, through Isaac Adaka Boro. That was their first attempt. Their second attempt is not far. I don't know how our people forget things so easily. During Mend, how many of you were not old enough to know Mend? This same bastard called Asari Dokubo. Mend, what weren't they asking for the separate nation, Niger Delta, by the Mend movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta? Wasn't it there? Okay, if you have forgotten about Asari Dokubo, what about the recent one of Akwempolo? This, what do you call him, Tompolo? They have made 3 bold attempts to go. But why is it that even though they feel that much hatred for Nigeria, they don't like it, they don't tie in with Igbo people? That is what the question is. They have made more moves than Igbos to want to leave this thing. Why is it then that they are not tying in with the people when the people want? Some people say Igbo people will dominate them. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if they can confront Nigeria, why won't they be able to confront Igbo people if they are scared of anything? If they could, like Akompolo was doing, he was confronting Nigeria that before they started pouring them acid when they were in the creek. If he was able to do, why won't he do the same thing with it? It's not that. It is because they have these same animals who were there, who had been badly indoctrinated. They're not only they are indoctrinated partially, but because they feel they are gaining more from Nigeria than they can gain from their people, so they decide to move their people against Igbo people. Because if, like I said before, the Fulani becoming powerful and being able to do anything, it is because the Fulani piggyback on Hausa. Why can't these people piggyback on Igbo to increase their power, to increase their numbers? Why? It is because there is a hand from elsewhere that is causing that. That is why they say we want to go, but we don't want to tie in with Igbo people because Biafra was sold to them in that programming that caused mental degradation in them. Biafra was sold to them as a negative entity, as a killer entity, as a terrorist entity, as a destructive entity. So consequently, they say, oh, we don't want to associate with it, but we still want to separate from Nigeria. But Biafra only means to separate from Nigeria. Now, look, even in 2016, 2017, their elders met in Port Harcourt. And what were they saying? Okay, let's restructure Nigeria. What did you want in restructuring Nigeria? They said they were opting for 1963 constitution. Then what is 1963 constitution? Is it not the whole East as one group? So, what is the whole East as one group? Is that not Biafra? But people don't want to speak like that. Now, this is where we are coming from. The amalgamation of Nigeria you people talk about, if you go, the amalgamation, even go to it is called, just Google it as I'm talking, federal, it's not constitution, something Commission of Nigeria, Constitutional Commission of Nigeria, 1914. Something Commission, the mega Constitution of Nigeria, 1914. You will see how the amalgamation came in. During the amalgamation, there has never been a time when the British saw Nigeria as two entities. The British knew and saw Nigeria as three entities because they got Biafra in after going through the Ojo and getting the mainland. They brought Biafra into this, I think it was 1861 or something like that. Then they merged with this other group. The Yoruba, they started from Lagos through Kosoko and all that, and then they the other guy that brought trouble between him and Kosoko, and then they came in from there. They went through Ijebu people. They had a running battle with the Ijebu people before they started going up north. So they now merged what they got from the east with the west to form that thing you people keep talking about. What's that rubbish? They say it is protectorate. What stupid protectorate is that? Protectorate is just a business entity. It does not define a country. So it can never be used to define a country at all. It's just a business entity. I myself did it. Let me tell you, about 1996, 97, I was in Boki. I went there and I met the community heads. They came together, and the deal I struck with them was I should go into the forest. I could exploit the trees there and plant another two for each one that I got, and then I will be giving their security people, equipping their security people, their vigilante to protect them. That is protectorate. So if you are talking about that, me too, I'm somebody who runs a protectorate, because protectorate is I do this for you and you give me your product or whatever and I protect you. That's what I was doing. So protectorate has nothing to do with the establishment of it. It was business up to that point. And they knew whom they were gathering together. They knew they had gathered the East, they had brought the West together. So when he was in the North all that time, then he went back to UK. So when he came back, he was posted downstairs, and he now said, okay, he wanted to merge both the North and the South together, according to him, what he called North and South. That was how he now began the idea of amalgamation. Now at amalgamation, who were there? There were 6 people, and I will mention them to you. Oba of Lagos, Alaafin of Oyo, there was Emir of Kano, Sultan of Sokoto, and the last person was from the East. I think that man was from between Urobo Isekiri and that. I can get you his name. 6 people. Now, these 6 people, now let me now ask you, how many of them, there was that one, and then there was the one from Calabar. So there were 6 people, somebody from Calabar, somebody from around the Shikri and Urobo. I can get you their names. So there were 6 people. So the British people knew there were 6 people, and they knew where the 6 people came from. They knew that the Emir of Kanu and the Sultan of Sokoto were from the north. They knew that the Oba of Lagos and the Laughing of Oyo was from the west. They knew that the man, Dagogo, or whatever he was called, from this area, and the chief in Calabar, that they represented the east. So there was never a time when the British saw Nigeria as 2 entities. It was always 3. Now, when they say, oh, they want to go back to amalgamation, like that professor or whatever, one stupid man, Abdullahi also was saying, he was citing the Yoruba people that they should go back to. I said, thank God, let us have amalgamation now. Amalgamation means that you should have one arm, 2 people from the east, 2 people from the west, and 2 people from the north. And that is the balanced thing, which is 33% out of the 100. Why is it that in Nigeria today, you have the north controlling 53%, you have the east, that is the Igbos and their brothers, controlling 26%, and you have the Hausa 21%? Is that what amalgamation gave you? So if you're asking for amalgamation, I'll be happy. Let us take amalgamation then. And when we have an amalgamation, that is actually 33%. Nobody will be having numbers or powers over another. That is good for me. And then we can answer our names. So that was what happened. So don't say there was a time when they balkanized and they did it. No. From the beginning, the British knew there were 3 arms. And when they were amalgamating, they amalgamated three arms. 6 groups of people, 2 from each one of those places. Go and read your history. National Commission of Nigeria, 1914, it will tell you the number. There were 6 people. The other 22 people, that is 6 or Monile. The other, out of 22 people or so, the other 19 or 18, those ones were white people who were doing business all through. Go and read and check it. This is the truth. So by 1966, when they were actually granting independence, the fake independence, what happened was that they didn't really give power, or our people didn't take the power. It's not as if they didn't give the power, because in 1957, they gave what was called self-government to the East. 1957. The self-government is as good as you having yourself. So if our people, that idiot called Zika, if they wanted us to be free, by 1957, they would have said, okay, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. They gave them self-government. In 1958, they gave the Yoruba people, they had their own. When they now get the Hausa people in 1950, they said they didn't want to be part of Nigeria. It was Zik that went and called them. And when they landed, they came to Lagos at the Ikeja airport. The Yorubas were bringing them, not the way the Yorubas behave now. They were bringing them and mocking them. It was the Igbo people that were begging them and saying, they are our brothers, the same thing, until they brought them. And then they had that stupid constitution by which they came into Nigeria. So now, they remained like that. 1963 now, after the election, which the other man, Akintola, defeated Awolowo. Awolowo wanted the Yoruba people to go. That was the time the Yorubas were the first one to go. During the time of 1966, after that, the Hausa people said they wanted to go. Then they killed Agui-Ironsi. And when they killed Agui-Ironsi, they were asking Ojukwu to come, and everybody was asking Ojukwu to dodge. And Ojukwu never went there. Even when he went with them to Ghana, they gave him some tea. You could see it. You could see the videos. He didn't want to take it and all that. So, but what happened was this. They agreed at Aburi and they came back. That Aburi was restructuring. Because this is the statement I will give you that Ojukwu said verbatim. Instead of us trying to embrace and we injure each other, or hit our head against each other, let us stand as brothers and shake hands. Instead of us to, in the process of embracing, injure each other, let us stand and shake hands. That because this gathering together in this way is forcing us to seem to head our head against each other's own. That was the mindset and his own position on which he went to Aburi. And after Aburi, it was agreed. So many things. Hausa people should take back their soldiers, take them away from the West, and there should be state police and other people. So they now returned back. Biafra was not defined, it was not declared yet. There was still a room left for it, even though Ojukwu knew and the East knew they had to prepare for war. For if people could kill you in your 50s and in your hundreds of thousands, what won't they do? So they were still preparing. But I want now to tell you, so you can tell everybody including the Yoruba people. What caused the war was not any other thing but the lopsided creation by Gowon. That was what killed. I am telling you again, the Gowon now, seeing that the place was balanced, especially 33%, and they had 33%. Again, seeing that even when the Midwest was created, and I will tell you about the Midwest, when it was created, the Midwest seemed to gain more people in the more yes, in the House and all that, because Midwest also had its own member in the House of Assembly. So it seemed as if the power was more in the South. So they not wanted to change all that. They wanted to change the political structure and power that is in it. So Gowon was at the center of it. That was why Gowon now created those 12 states and made Nigeria 50-50 or 50-40 with one in the middle. That was what caused the war. Because when Ojukwu and the East now looked at that and they say, one group is now having preponderance. What we used to share 33%, these people have now made it to be North and South. That is what you hear when they say North and South dichotomy. It was that created the war, because we knew from that sense that from that creation at that particular time, these people had planned to dominate us forever. And it is that creation that has been dominating us till today. Anytime they want to create states, when they create up, they create down. The idea of the Hausa and their Fulani and their brothers is that Nigeria is made up of two parts. And our idea is that Nigeria is made up of three parts. This is the thing. This is the crux of the matter. This is the problem. They are using that number. I'm telling you, that is why we don't have men enough numbers in the House of Assembly or the Senate to be able to confront them, because Gowon caused that problem. He made it up and down, whereas it was east, west, and north. Gowon changed it to north and south. That is the problem. And that was the point at which they had to declare Biafra. And Gowon was threatening that if they declared Biafra, he was going to create a state out of the East, because they were trying to split that. So before he could say Jack Robinson, and they created that very state to split the East, to get it to be disunited, he now had to declare Biafra urgently. He was stampeded to do it, not by anybody, not by his ego, as some idiots are saying. It was because of what we saw, that if these people will implement this structure that has now put us perpetually under their domination, we will never gain ourselves back. That was why they had to declare Biafra. That was why it was done in a hurry. So when we are talking, I have so much to say, but I don't, if it's about doing this, why I am in it is because I know everything about it. I grew up with hatred for this thing, and I know it inside out. Please, let's stop talking about things that are not important. Let's talk about it. That's why when I was speaking, I said I like to talk straight to topic. I don't go into any other thing, because it is Biafra that is important to me. It is Biafra that is important to me. Even those who are talking about Omenala, do you know what it means? Do you know how many girls that I have to pay in December to ask them to go home and go and look for husbands? And let us now come down to it. Do you know? I have to keep girls, because I see them in Lagos, they are not married. Why? Because certainly in Lagos, it's a mixed culture. Everybody is here. But if you go to your village, sometimes I even make them laugh. I say, okay, I'm giving you this money. Go to the village, go to the place where they play football. When they score a goal, shout and say, let everybody see you and see that there's a beautiful girl around that you can marry. I have paid. So this is what Nigeria does for us. It affects even marriages. I am telling you, it affects our children marrying, because the market is reduced. How much more when they start going outside the country, they go to Canada, they go to everything, go and ask. Because really, if you come from a family and you are within your place, if you are not seen, somebody will refer another. But when you are away from there, you are losing market. It is affecting us. Some people are, even those who are talking about the Menala, and that they themselves, they do traditional marriage in Lagos, they do traditional marriage in Abuja. The very person talking about Omenala. If you look at him and see who the dress he's wearing an Hausa dress or a Yoruba dress. Go and check them. He's talking about, does he know? And Omenala's practice is not about you going to Juju to worship whatever demon you are going to ask for there. You are talking about Omenala, but you do traditional marriage in Lagos. You're not ashamed. You even wear Yoruba dress. When have you seen any Yoruba man wearing Ishiago? It's only when they are doing election, which is even something obscure, something they are forced to do. Tell me, let somebody tell me he saw his Yoruba friend and he's putting a Yoruba Igbo dress or what? Because to them, they are the best. Their own things are always the best. So you are talking about Omenala, but you are even doing the worst things. Please, let's leave those things and concentrate on what we are fighting for. Is Biafra that we want, and we want our freedom. And if I have a chance another day, maybe when Nana is going to open it, I am going to give you 12 solid reasons why we must have it. 12 solid benefits. I'm going to allow them 1, 2, 3 to 12. I'll give you all of them. Thank you, my brother. So why are people talking rubbish? I will give you reasons, the benefits that we are getting from it. Why I am in it. It's not that at this age I want anything. What do I want? In my profession, I have already said I've done everything I need to do. Neither do I need the money or anything. Neither do I look for position. But I want in my life, I want to see this thing. I want to see that nation established. So I don't come into spaces or, let me say, align myself with the struggle for anything. I want to see it. And by God's grace, I will see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emeka Socrates. Yeah, I have you. And earlier when I was speaking about Christianity, I wasn't speaking on it attack Christians or Christianity. I'm speaking on it to talk about the fact that Christianity is its own unique culture, and I try to portray how it influences and eventually and ultimately affects our own culture. And I also said that because I don't particularly think I attacked Christians, because I said that I don't so much have a problem with Christianity because Christians are not going on the rampage similar to what Muslims are doing today, unlike they used to do in the past. I don't have a problem with Christianity, but I mean, and yeah, one more thing. When I was talking about Omenala, I actually meant to say Ordinani, like as a philosophical and spiritual worldview. We don't go to other places and try and force people in some sort of evangelism, to practice what we preach. And I was doing this to compare the cultures. And when I talk about Ordinani or Menani and all that stuff, I not only see it as me talking about Igbo culture, which is the version of the part of Biafra land where I'm from. I see it as talking about Igbo civilization. Because those particular things, the fact that we had those things with institutions like our shrines and all those kind of things, like our market days, all those kind of things to back them up, that is what actually defines us as our own unique civilization. And that's what I'm really proud of. I used to be a Roman Catholic as well. Now, I'm not even here trying to advocate to anyone, oh, stop going to church.
Switch.
Sorry?
No. I was talking to someone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not even here to advocate to anyone to stop going to church or, stop worshiping whatever you worship. Because, from what I've heard from our PM, our government is going to operate a secular system. Yes, we will have official religions. And it's not, since he said that, I'm not going to disrespect that. Ultimately, what's going to balance all this out is a discussion by the people when we have our sovereignty and our full agency to engage these discussions properly. And yes, I support, and I've heard people talk about this as well, I support a kind of reformed Christianity in Biafra land, because even the Europeans reformed their own Christianity. To them, Christianity was started by the Antioch church. And then eventually it found its way to Rome. And the Roman emperor took it in to use it as a tool of control for his empire. So for us to continue practicing it and paying allegiance to Rome, to be honest, knowing a lot of the history I know, it doesn't really sit well with me, because I also know that the predicament we're in today as a continent, as Africa, there's a direct link to Rome declaring the papal bulls, which were effectively declarations of war against Africans, where they were calling us pagans because they hadn't given us their Christianity then. So if we're going to reform our Christianity, even better. And you know, to be honest, these things still need to be said. Because we can all see what Christianity is doing to our land today. The way the thing has mushroomed into all it, like it's some sort of hydra-headed monster, all sorts of different faces. And I do remember a time when there was a kind of crusade against Ordinani, where they saw a certain pastor came out and declared that Igbo land belonged to Jesus, and his followers started destroying all sorts of artifacts they could find. That was a crusade. These things, they need to be put in check by us reforming our own Christianity to us. The Greeks reformed Christianity from the Antioch church to their own Greek Orthodoxy. The Europeans, they accepted the philosophy, those 10 commandments, which is the law, but then they reformed it in their own image, the understanding of it, in their own image, the spreading of the theology and all that, in their own image. I think we need to do the same. Well, again, I was saying all this to highlight, again, like I said, culture, how cultures get influenced, get affected by other cultures. And, me mentioning Christianity is because the reality is, if you want to be really true, you have to, I believe in painting the full picture. But the main reason why I was been talking about this was in relation to Islam. And, we cannot deny that all the things I listed in that systematic debasement of your own culture, you see it in those two. So, again, like I said, we started talking about culture, and I felt I had to make that. Well, I had to make that breakdown because, the colonization of Africa, the two colonizations of Africa that led to trans-Saharan slave trade and transatlantic slave trade, there are things that I've studied a lot. And, a few years ago, I realized that, Africans, the colonization of the mind was actually from these two religions, which were brought by the two groups of conquerors. And these two religions sit so deep in our minds today as Africans. Look at us, we're killing ourselves over non-African ideologies today. What's farmers herders clashes? The herders are largely Muslims, the farmers are largely Christians. Well, but then we all know that it's not the herders clashes is just an excuse. We know they've declared jihad in Central Africa, in Darfur, South Sudan. It's all the same jihad. Because the original jihad from that led to trans-Saharan slave trade never stopped. It's been running for 1,000 years. We're killing each other over other people's ideologies. And today, these ideas sit so deep in our head, most of us are even, we value them more than our own fundamental paradigm that was given to us by our ancestors. Like, there's a question I used to ask Black people. I used to ask them for a period. Lately, I haven't even done any of that. I used to do that a lot when I was on Clubhouse. I used to ask them, as a Black person, as a Black person, an African, which is more important to you, being a Christian or being an African. And many of, and if they were Muslim, being a Muslim or being an African. And because I used to kind of take stats in my head as well. Most of these people, and when I say most, I mean like for the Christians, like 80%, 85%. For the Muslims, like 95%. In the beginning, it was even more like 99%. We say that, oh, being a Muslim is more important to me than being an African. The Christians say being a Christian is more important to me than being an African. And, you know, the more I asked this question, one day I found myself thinking, there you go. No wonder Africa is the way it is. The Africans are too busy trying to be anything other than African. If you bring Christianism, they are there. You bring Islamism, they are there. If they are even African Hare Krishna, I don't know if you know Hare Krishna. If Indian religion, there's Hare Krishna in Nigeria. You bring materialism, they are there. Capitalism, they are there. Feminism, they are there. And all of these isms, none of them is African. The African one, they will even tell you, oh, no, it's primitive. Anytime I talk about going back to ancestral ways, I always get this challenge, especially from days on Clubhouse. Oh, are you saying we should go back to running around naked in the bush and throwing spears? Which is a very Eurocentric narrative. That's to show you how whitewashed a lot of those brains are. Because that's what Oyibo say. That's what white people say. When you were back in running naked in the bush throwing spears, that's how your ancestors were. So as soon as someone like me now mentions it, you see the African that just internalized everything the Oyibo told him. Oh, are you saying we should go back to running around like how Oyibo described it? Meanwhile, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about a philosophical way of living that led to the most peaceful period of our history ever. I keep saying this thing and challenging people to bring the evidence of us killing each other, slaving each other before the arrival of any of these foreign ideologies.
Sorry, my brother. Sorry to interject, but you just asked a salient question, and I'm telling you that wasn't the most peaceful time in our lives. Even till today, you still hear that in Igbo land there was that time when we were practicing slavery amongst ourselves. We had Osu. Have you heard about Osu? Do you know about Ume? Do you know about all those things? Those ones also were subjugation of your brother and your sister there. And let me tell you, in those days, my grandfather's brother was something else more than a human being. When he was sitting, anytime he was sitting outside his house, people don't dare pass in front of him. They were passing through the back. The way this man will tell you who prepared the poison is by eating the poison. He will take it, eat it, and then he will tell you who prepared the poison. So all these things, and you're talking about philosophy, there isn't much difference between the real religion, which we are supposed to talk about, of our forefathers, and both Judaism and Christianity. I told you about Ofo. We hold the Ofo. Do you know the people who hold Ofo? First, they are the original owners of the land, and then they were a priestly family of people who say the truth, who do justice and judgment. Go to your Bible for those who still want to care to look at the Bible. When you look at the Bible and you see the judges, that was the Osu, the holder of the Ofo was the judge of those people. And then the judge in the Jewish, in Israel at that time, will do his judgment. It is not binding on you, whether you like, you can take it or not. That is the difference between the judge and the king. Because the judge only judges and delivers his judgment. That was what the Ofo man will also do. So these are the close relationships that man, he was able to see the relationship between what was in the Bible, in Judaism and Christianity. The only difference, if somebody would tell us that yes, there was a clean practice, which I myself have studied. Let me tell you, before you can even become a reverend father, I'm not one. You have to go back to your land and study the religion of your forefathers and the religion of your people. Traditional religion, go and ask. You may say they want to use it to be able to. No, they understand. I can tell you, the Eucharist we receive in the church, it has its own place in our traditional religion. I tell you all this. When people talk, look, I don't come talking out of maybe any sentiment at all or what. I have dealt with these things very, very well to the root that I can tell you. Our own forefathers, we have them. Even I'm a spiritual person that I can tell you I have seen the offer, the spiritual person behind it. So if I am talking, I am not just guessing or because I read certain books. No, or somebody's ideology. No, I am telling you, I'm a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual person. I had to go deep, abandon everything. I said, okay, let me find the truth. And I had to go there. There is close relationship. But you can now, our people cannot draw the relationship between what my grandfather said, and I myself cannot, between what my grandfather said brother was doing, that he was using juju. Even my grandfather was killed by these people. I can tell you how he was killed. So when you have a place, yes, you can have a religion. And before you know it, if you're not careful, if you are not that very spiritually sound and your heart is given to righteousness, to the clean ways of what, and even to good understanding, you can be misled to accept any other thing that is God, to be God. But meanwhile, he is not. I'm not bold to tell you, as I'm speaking now to you as a Christian, that Christianity itself has become bastardized by these spirits. That people are now worshiping the same thing their forefathers worshipped, and they are saying they are Christians. I'm telling you, they are doing it. They are doing it because once you start giving yourself to anything that is not this your physical self, your hand, your leg, and the ground you are touching with your leg, but you are made to enter into any little trance, any little dream or anything, you cannot believe that thing unless you have sound understanding of the spirit to be able to discern it. And now people are saying they are Christians. I saw God here. He did miracle here. He did. It is still the same thing. Familiar spirit has crept into Christianity and has eaten into it. If possible, I can tell you up to 70%. The same way it crept and entered into that of our forefathers and completely ruined it. That the manifestation of whatever belief, philosophy our forefathers had became very, very evil. The same thing you see people who are saying they are Christians. Can't you see the Ghanaians? You will see somebody, a man, dipping his hand into a woman's private part in the name of Jesus, and they are saying amen. So I want to people, let us not bring that to Biafra when we are talking about it. But if we want to discuss religion, then let us declare a date. And I can tell you, I am a spiritual person. I have read Christianity to its root. I have investigated that of our forefathers to the extent I have communicated with them. So what is the person going to tell me? Let's leave that, because even in Biafra, we have so many groups with their own ways and all that. I talked about culture, mind you. Look, the way of the people. And religion is only one aspect of it. Now, people will use, that is their belief. Because it is their belief, they can use it and bring it into their way of life, whatever, their farming, their marriage, their whatever. They can. So religion stands there. So when you see these religions, Islam and Christianity coming in, they are just doing the same thing. It's the same thing. They are not trying to use their religion to also influence their judgment system, their political system, their farming, their whatever. That is what religion is one arm of the culture, but it's so powerful that people now apply it to their practices. That is why it now looks as if religion is trying to bring itself to bear upon people and to dominate them. No, because religion is one aspect of the people's life, and they now try to bring it into the practices. Both that of our own forefathers do that. The Christianity does the same thing. All of them do the same thing. And when you talk about spirits, please let us not go there, because there are things we should go deep down and study very, very well. Before somebody starts talking about spirit, let him go and try to enter into that world first of all, like I did. Go and see it and come out. Then you can tell me not what you want to say. But if somebody is reading books, philosophies, that one of my wife's nephews came and we are discussing from the United States, and we started. I called him one morning and we started discussing from God to everything. And he was now saying, oh, your Christianity has evolved. I say it's not evolved. That is the real Christianity. Because all those things, he said, do you read anything? I said, I don't read anybody's thing, because I myself am a born philosopher. Born philosopher. I think. I was born to think. And so I'm not reading anybody's own. Even the Bible, I had to investigate it. I put it under query for 3 whole years before I could believe anything that is there. Not as a child growing up. Yes, we grew up, we were brought up that way. But when I became an adult and things started happening, I queried it and I put it down and say, I don't believe again. Let me now investigate this thing. So please, I wish to stop here, and I want to beg to leave, because really, I think we have sort of gone through so many parts of these things. Thank you very much.
Because let's focus
Yeah,
on this
thank you.
our
I mean,
topic of
like I said, I didn't
justifying
intend for us to
our
even
people.
sideways
Hamas
into
or
religion.
whatever you have,
But
keep it
yeah,
one side now.
we
Let's
can have
focus
that
on the
discussion
enemy.
another day. So,
Mamiano,
but yeah, we can move on with the topic of the room, even. But yeah, thank you for the contribution. Still, if you want, we can talk. We can discuss further another day for further understanding.
he fought the war. That's why we allow him all
But
this.
yeah, just one more thing I thought I should say. I know Olado Kwano in his book he talked about the Pentateuch, which is the Torah, not the Bible. So yeah, I mean we can discuss more another day, but I guess we can move on with discussion. I don't know. Does anyone? I see. Oh, sorry guys, I wasn't looking at the. Yeah, I see some requests. Brimstone, Amuche, Mazi, and World Greatest. Are you still with us,
Allow
or
Amuche.
you've been suspended in limbo?
They suspended me in limbo.
Oh,
in the cage.
Wow! But we can't hear you. Like you look unmuted, but we can't hear anything. Are you speaking? Thumbs up if you're speaking. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe you're busy. Okay, fine. Yeah, so for the new speakers that came up, be my guest. If you'd like to say anything. Brimstone, I see your hand up. Now you're connecting, like you're having issues. Mazi and Mazi Onyekachi and Amuchi. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Thank you. Are you rounding up?
Oh no. Okay. Carry on. After then Amuchi, then Brimstone. Yeah, carry on.
Thank you, my people. And please, Plateau University attacked by Nigeria terrorist army. You see, my people, we have to continue hammering on this topic, this issue, until people understand that Nigeria security operatives, police, military, DSS, civil defense, Ebubagu, and all these vigilantes in our land, like ABG, and even the one of Pastor Dokubo, called Special Force. All these are terrorists. They are being controlled by, those vigilantes are being controlled by Nigeria police. Every police station are being controlled by Fulani. All these Fulani in our land, most of them will take out of our bush are hidden in the barrack and police station. That is where they all, after they commit the kidnap, they go and hide in barracks. All the kidnapping in our land today are almost, look at last time, they kidnapped somebody near police checking point. And police, do you think that those police, they don't have cheers? This is what kidnapping has become business. Even the governors, they support extortion, roadblocks. And why is it that when you come to the east, roadblocks each pole, but in the north, not like that? These are the people, those people now who are attacking people in the north, the Fulani terrorists, they call bandits. Whenever they go to attack, army used to cover them. And I want to tell you what in that, look at this business that is rampant now in Nigeria is kidnapping, organ harvesting. Abba Kyari have a state in the north. Who was Abba Kyari? Abba Kyari is the police officer. Assistant Commissioner of Police. They have a state. You know what it takes to have a state. Abbas Kere have a stake. Abbas Kere was into kidnapping, was into armed robbery, was into organ smuggling. Abbas Kere will come in our land. We are during the ESN time. Look at how they operate. They will dress like ESN. They will put those who speak Igbo in the front. They will be speaking. They used to cover their face. They will be going during that time. This unknown government was popularized by the Nigerian media. After they finished, before they were operating in the northeast. So they want to come to the east. They used media to popularize the unknown government. Their first attack was Imo Correction Center. During that time, remember what happened? Immediately attacked, the former IG of police says the IPOB. Purpose of the IPOB. It was when they began to lambast them, include our leader. But it's too sudden. How did they know that it's IPOB? Because it was calculated, it was premeditated attack. So for them to attack and let them use it, choose it on IPOB, because ESN was a child of necessity. So they discovered that ESN was legal and they cannot attack. So what the device means to penetrate to be able to attack ESN. So when they were being lambasted, later I hope it doesn't say that 70% of those who attack him are not Igbo. And believe me, that when he agrees 70%, that means 100%. So what did they do that time? What about Kere? When they moved, after going to the streets, they were noticing where they have everybody youth. When they dress like ESN, they do that time, they were attacking police people, they were killing soldiers. You ask yourself, does it mean no police in the east? Because that time they were blaming it on ESN, but only the police people were killing their Igbos and other Biafrans, and even some Southerners, some Southwest. No Fulani ever involved. So you ask yourself a question, does it mean there was no Fulani police or army, or whenever they want to attack, they will inform the Fulani if they were ESN? Because that's the question I was asking myself. They were able to gun down 2 of them during the campaign of Soludo. Behold, they were masked. They were Fulani. No media go close to that place to report it. So what did they do during that time? After the attack, they go through the ESN, then they will go back and wear police uniform with their joint task force and army. They go in that area. That area, they see everybody, they began to kidnap them. Those they kidnapped, they never come back. So what did they do? They will put them in a non-location and begin to kill them to avenge their organs. Go to every barrack today, like Robin's or to task. They have deep freezers. They have slaughter pits there. They have flights 24/7 because of the organ they used to harvest. Tasks were mainly operated in the north, in the Lagos State and East. 70% of staff officers are from the north, but those who live in the north, put me wrong, staff barely operated in the north. Only in the Lagos State and the East. And what their major assignment is to kidnap and harvest organs. Britain is their way of it. Obasanjo that created them is their way of it. Nigerian politicians are aware of it. The same people did agreement with the Gate Foundation to sell your organ when you say you are Nigerian. But nobody ever protested about it. In which country such thing will happen and this is the refuse to protest? The same people, this is how our leader was telling you about the mask wearer. People say it's a propaganda, it's a lie, that could be lie. Today, all the past presidents in Nigeria, they are known. They are known after they leave office. You have Buhari. Where is Buhari? Where is Buhari? We suddenly become a 30-year-old boy was seen playing football in Asolok. Buhari is supposed to be a 13 years old, but was seen playing football like a 30 years old. He reached suddenly become fresh. If money can make someone to be that young, Queen Elizabeth would have done that. The Gate would have done that. All the richest people in the world would have done that. How come that Buhari that frequents medical checkup suddenly become that young? See, and who was exposing this? Even get for a bring condition that 4 youth from different regions to interview this Buhari live, not for recorded video, and let him speak through there, that he will drop agitation. Because nobody accepted this. They did not accept it. Liar Mohammed says that the surgery he did make him the memory that he sent his mother tongue wiped out.
but he can retain, he can take foreign tongues, he can retain also English, broken, but that mother tongue that is inborn, that is his original identity, he forgets it. Even when they kidnap the Muslim and they can, I was thinking that this would be the main charges they would give to him. The main charges would be the crime they said, behold, he dead, they never mention it. And what are you thinking about that? This moron that call themselves Nigeria keep much. After he wants the people in the world from Europe, America to see you as a human being or to see you as equal before them. Why you are the one who make yourself to be below human being? Because he cannot reason. He cannot reason as human being, and he wants to be respected. He come and say you are proud in Nigeria because they carry green passport. In fact, go and look yourself in the mirror to know that you are a politic, idealistic man. That's what you are. You cannot reason. Look at all these things that is happening. Which country something will happen? They keep quiet, and you want to be respected. And you see those who are fighting for you to have a better life, they can come on social media to speak against them. Sorry for you. All I know, you can be in Nigeria, but don't stand on our way. If you stand on their way, I'm going to plug your eye and swallow it. You know your eyes, I'll plug it out and swallow it. What you see this friendly, they are just call us terrorists, whatever you like, call us, no problem. It's only those who are alive will say how it happened. It is when you are alive, you say how it happened. You go outside, they check you. You go to inside, you come to your own land again. Your father's land, you run away. That means you're not a man. They cannot protect your women, your children, your disabled people, your elderly people. You don't deserve to become a man.
Exactly.
You don't deserve to become a man. So when men are speaking, you go and say, it's not even to call your woman self and talk to woman. Because you are a coward to the core. You want to become a slave in your own father's land because you want to live, you don't want to die. Yes, we are dying every day. We are dying in prison all over the world. We are being killed by motor accidents. You are being kidnapped and pushed. Couldn't it be better you fight and die for something worthwhile? Couldn't it be better if you want to die for something worthwhile? The best death, if any, is death while fighting to preserve your cultural heritage, your cultural heritage, your identity. That is that makes you who you are. Because if those things take away from you, that means you don't have a where you come from. You have no identity. To preserve that your heritage, your culture, your identity, who you are, to preserve your life, the well-being of your children and unborn generation, that is death worthwhile, if any. So my people, if you are one of us, please be strong. Fear no man. Fear no man. Death is not the worst thing. The worst thing for you, sitting back and watching your woman raped in your presence, watching your daughter raped in your presence, watching your son giving short sleep and not sleep in your presence. That is the worst thing that happened to you. Death is not the worst thing because you will be back. You'll be back. Okay? You see the Western people, they will be preparing for the 1,000 years ahead because they know they will come back. Okay? They will come back. So if there are those who think, let me enjoy now. I don't care what happens to others. I don't care about tomorrow. Let me enjoy now. Let me tell you, you are the fool that when you come back again, you will suffer. You will suffer very well. Fight now. Fight to preserve the future, to preserve the well-being of our children and unborn generation. This is task wasted on our shoulder. Don't allow self-interest to you. This time around, as your Biafran, it's not time of building mansions. If you have a place you can lay your head, my brother and sister, it's not time of buying cars. In Biafra, we cannot use cellular car. Go and take it to the bank. Cellular car cannot be used in Biafra. Every Biafra, even if you are getting whatever you do, you have access to men. You have access to loans. As long as you are documented. So this is what we are fighting for. Where you be safe, not where you be sleeping. You fear about turbulence or motor accident. Biafra will be equal before all. The law will take care of everyone. The law will take care of the criminals. The law will take care of everything. In Biafra, our system already solved 70% of criminality. The kind of system we want to run, database system. Our government is the government that cares for the people. Support this government. If you have money, use that money for this cause.
This is the best investment for your children. The best investment for your children. If you love them, give them no car, give them no mansion, give them no one, give them just. If you doubt me, go and ask for the money. Go and ask the one. All these people, all the money did not save them. Please, my people, let us support this bread. Let us support this government. Okay, today is our fundraising. Please, if you have money, go to the link www.ipobinusa.org/donate. Biafra Republic Gov, G-O-V, Biafra Republic Gov.org/donate and pay your BLT tax. Donate for our BDF. The men who make this possible for your people to go to the farm, for your people to go to church, for your people to go to their businesses. If not them, what you see in the middle belt will be a child play compared to what they plan against our people, because they hate you. They hate you. They want to exterminate you just to live only 5 years old down. But because of BDF, because of Mazin Nanekano, because of our Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa, because of you and I here, they couldn't do that. That is why we are proud to speak this. We are in abroad, but we are contributing to save those who are at home. Unlike a Fulefu who is abroad, they think that they have arrived. You don't know that he is a slave in that abroad where he is. When his land is taken over, we have no place to go back. So please, my people, today is our fundraising. Prepare yourself. Thank you.
If Fulefu back home are joining them to be attacking us, that is liberating them. Not be on them.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi
Who know who go run?
There was a guy that was on here. I saw him just now. Oh, it seems he has left.
It's me, Amauchi. You see, after this, Amauchi. And I see.
Okay. Yeah, go on, Amuche.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The brother that I just see just now, I love you so much. Eh? You will heed them always. I love you. Thank you very much for that wonderful speech. I greet everyone that on space. My name is Amauchi. I want to ask Nigeria youth just simple question. Why is it that Nigeria youth, they cannot think? They can't reach as a human being that they claim they are. Why? What is the problem? Nigeria youth, you see the people put all these conditions, what you are going through. You are celebrating there. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong? You celebrate all the criminal that is killing you. All these things you are going through, these are the people causing it. You see it, you are still celebrating them. What is your problem? Why is it that you people cannot reason?
They want to take selfie.
For my first speech this morning, I said, look at the Senegal. These two people, Basira and Sonko, that are ruling them, they were put in prison. But Senegal youth fought the way out. They fought until they bring them out. Today they are president. They changed the date of the election. They said no. Everybody was in the street. Many were killed. They gathered. They remained there. They said what their wish must come to pass. In Nigeria, why is it? What is wrong with you, the youth of Nigeria? That by this time, the youth have not woken up. Plateau University, what is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you? You youth. What is wrong? What is wrong with your brain, with your thinking capacity? What is wrong? That people cannot reason anymore as a human being that you claim to be. Every day they are killing you, burning the shop. You are still telling me that Nigeria will be better. When will it be better? Since how many years? Do you know how old I am? They keep on the same people telling you every day that you are youth of tomorrow. The same people are killing you. You are still praising them. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you people? Don't you know that all these leaders, those governors, those people that is ruling you, your president is direct. The people that is killing you, they are the direct sponsor. Are you not aware? And when they kill you, when they come to kill you, they send their boy to come and kill you. You still call them, hey, Nigeria, come and save us, come and do this. Why? They are the direct sponsor. They are the one doing it. All the whole leaders, all the whole governors, all the whole politicians, they are the one. Even the church leader, Adeboye is directly involved. Adeboye Gume what the former deputy president Adeboye Gume even the president he groomed the wife. I don't know from that church. Eh? What is wrong with you people? Eh? You go to church, a pastor will tell you by this time tomorrow, you will marry, by this time you go, nothing happen. You still continue going. Can't you reason as a human being? When will you wake up? Nigeria youth, I'm asking you people. When will you wake up?
They are taking selfies.
Martin Nadekano, what did he do? Eh? You praise all these criminals. Now what will you tell Martin Nadekano? Some people are saying, Lord Luga. Martin Nadekano, what will you call it? What will you call Samepa? The good guy. Udo, what will you call him? A Samepa that stand. He said no, he will not allow people to die, to perish. You put against him. He said that they go and kidnap Samepa, the prime minister. Udo, you know what I mean? You know why I'm so hungry? Because Martin I can't stand for me, say I will not die. Samepa stand for me, say I will not die. Udo, then you are against them. That's why I'm very angry. Because people don't have brains. I'm not here to pet you, to rob you, no. Nigeria, it's time for you to wake up. Is there anything wrong if all of you come out? If everybody full street and drive all these criminals away, the people you put in power, is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong? When will you wake up? You tell me that place is coming to better? Everything being destroyed? Is there anywhere that I say for you now? It's only Biafra land I say for you. Eh? We bring the government, if some introduce a self-referendum, go and vote. You are asking us whether UN is aware, United Nations that want to dead. You know the reason they create coronavirus is because of you and me. That's why they brought down coronavirus. You don't know to kill us. Are you not aware? You think you are still breathing to the thing they are happy? United Nations are happy? Is what you think? United Nations say they are happy. You are breathing to the thing they are happy? Is what you think? If you don't need you, why people don't need you? They don't need you. They want to get in this minute. Go and verify. Go and verify what I'm telling you. No white man wants you alive. No white man. Show me one that wants you alive. Show me one. When we talk, you call them. You call them. Don't you know the work I'm working in Europe? The money they are using to pay me is coming from Africa, mostly in Biafra land. Are you aware? Catholic Church. Are you not aware? Look, Aris is sitting down there. Aris, the Gardner is sitting down there. But the master, George Francisco, is sponsoring Ukraine. He advocating money for them to fight. You see them there, but you see that there, you can't see your brother is being killed every day. They go to village, they rasa village. You still tell me that country will be better? Are you insane? Are you for it? Are you for it? Are you for it, Nigerian youth? Are you for it? When are you going to wake up? I still ask you this question. When are you going to wake up and take the death in your hand? And let me tell you, Jesus and Pastor Adeboye is not going to save you. Adeboye is not going to save you. I'm just telling you now, Adeboye can never save you. If you like, pray for yet tomorrow. Pray for yet next year. Fast the next and then. Continue calling Adeboye, it's not going to save you. Adeboye will never save you. Oh, David Oyepo will not save you. Suleiman will not save you. What is going to save you for you to rise up? Rise up and support what we are doing. Rise up. Rise up and be a man that you are. Rise up and take your place. Rise up and take it. No one. Fanny Falcon will not save you. Fanny Falcon is a criminal. All of them are criminal. They are the ones sucking your blood. Nigeria, you to wake up. Wake up this minute. Thank you very much. I rest my case. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Starman. Thank everybody on here. Starman, how's it going, my brother?
Please let me start for my prime minister. Udo. I love you. Carry go. We love you.
I think the Minister of Information, Barawa, has started the space, so I'm going to end this so we can join him. This has been a long space coming.
Okay. There's Mighty Dots because he's been coming up and his reception kept, so I don't know if we can just allow.
Okay, yeah, sure. When you're ready, let me know, Starman. Take your time.
Okay.
And Brimstone, just brief roundup and then we can just shut down.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, if you hear any noise, I'm at work. Yeah, so I'm just going to try and chip in something. I greet you, the gods and the goddesses. I kudos to you, brothers and sisters.
that are always keeping this place going. We have dominated the whole place, and that's how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to skip in a few things, and I'm going to answer a few questions that Amuche asked, and I'm going to make comments based on what our brother, he put the number, said. And the other brother, the Socrates, Emeka, he spoke very eloquently at length. But there are three things I might want to disagree with him. And that has to do with the question that our brother asked. And he asked, he said, what is wrong with Nigeria youth? See, yeah, our brother Emeka said that we should not bring a religion to this and that. But again, there is no way we can talk about our problem, the foundation of our problem, without still going back to the religion. And that is the question to our brother Amuche, asking what is wrong with Nigeria youth. What is wrong with Nigeria youth is because they have been brainwashed with religion. They have been told that that cannot heal. They have been told that when fire is burning, you should shout the blood of Jesus instead of fire service.
Them.
When you go to the north, how many times have you seen riot in the how many times have you seen riot in the north?
We are going to
always. How many times have you seen protests or riot in the south? None. The only ones they tried it, they showed them Shege. That was October of 2020.
Okay.
The answers.
Let's end this one.
But any little thing, you see the north, they will rise up. Look at other.
Let's end this one and join our information minister. I'm starting a new one now. Hold on, hang in there, please. Don't touch that dial. Thank you for joining this one. Let's connect our prime minister.